Welcome to Let's Talk About It 2026. We're in the new year and we got a lot of entertainment, pop culture, and all everything else that's going crazy in the news and basically how everything affects us. What can we control and have opinions about and do something. I guess some people in Minneapolis think that they have the ability to do something. Doesn't always work, but yeah, let's talk about some entertainment and all that other stuff. We got Mo Zamboni here. Mo, who are you? What do you do on a weekly basis?
Well, right now I am your social media manager. I'm putting the word out there that this man is live. So, aside from that, I am part of the Monday Hangover, and just recently just kind of got bumped up, and I'm helping out Jay. Jay and I are kind of working together and doing stuff on his channel, which is awesome. But other than that, I do the Monday Hangover. I do Late and Gay with the GCA on Wednesdays. That GCA is a channel I started with a bunch of our friends that we met in Orlando. But and then I do game streaming on my game channel, Mo's Game Room. So yeah, I do all kinds of
Yeah, like
stuff.
every day, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day of rest, the Lord's Day of Rest on Sunday. So it's I've been very busy this week, which is great. But I'm ready to relax. But thanks for having me on, sir.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. You're up in your game like crazy this past year and so often. So always cool to see people level up. My favorite quote from Jay from Drunk 3PO is like I love seeing my friends do well, or succeed.
Yeah,
And that's always a good thing.
my favorite quote of Jay's is no after he
No.
tripped poo. So
Yeah.
Was that when
It
he
happens.
tripped Winnie the Pooh?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, after the pictures
Allegedly.
came out on the island, apparently Jay knew something we did not at that point. So
Oh, all
It's
right.
a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
Fair
Culture
enough.
Casino.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you do? What's going on with you this year?
Yeah, Culture Casino. I have multiple channels, including YouTube, obviously. This channel, Culture Casino channel. But no, I've got a new gardening channel that's coming online, and I'll be converting a podcast that I do, which is a political podcast on my channel, to an actual channel by itself. Because that's the smart thing to do if you're working so hard on one individual show. And I work with a lot of other creators on the regular, and that would include people from G&G and people from That Park Place and all of that. I'm pretty much everywhere. So occasionally I write think pieces for That Park Place. I used to occasionally write for Bounding into Comics. So I'm everywhere. Everywhere. The minute I retired, I decided to spread myself as thin as possible. So
That's kind of the way I've been doing it too. In a different way, I retired from the army 5 years ago. Jeez, yeah, 2021. So, yeah, I retired and I seem to be doing a lot more.
Yeah.
Kind of, just in a different way, less physical, more mental stuff. But yeah, I mean that's how it works. We go in seasons,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
mhm.
But yeah, the point of this show, we are streaming to X, my X account at Drew Outstanding on there, and then Physical Media Warriors, which 2026, I am going to make this channel as awesome as I can
Sweet.
because physical media, it's a dinosaur, and dinosaurs are awesome. So yeah, I'm in the realm of collecting that stuff, and just the whole landscape changes, and like, what are they still making? Are they making 4K, right?
Yeah.
Related to shows and movies. Are they
Uh-huh.
still making Blu-ray?
Yes. Yeah, 4K
Okay.
Blu-rays. I actually get those, and I have a drive that I can rip the movies off of, like legitimately, because I own the disc, and I can take all the information off there, and I just keep the discs as backups. But yes, I still
Yeah.
have them. I grab them when I can.
Yep. And so, yeah, I think this year it's just going to be a good year to collect as much physical media as I can. And then retro games kind of comes into that play as well. And yeah, it's cool. Geeks and Gamers Tuesday night main event have been, showcasing that stuff lately. Thanks to Dan Vask.
Yeah.
He's been pushing that. And then along with Krista, big into Nintendo kind of stuff lately too.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, I'm still picking up DVDs and Blu-rays whenever I see them. especially if it's
Mhm.
like an old TV show or something. Every once in a while, you'll come upon like an end cap that's got like seasons of like Mash or something on it, and
Yep.
I'll just add to my collection.
I got Jurassic Park, Batman '89, and there was another good one with it at a local thrift shop. It's not tied to anything, and they support the dogs and cats. All the money goes towards getting them
Nice.
homes and stuff. But I got all three of those, and it even still had it had the digital codes in there that worked. And I got three of those for $6, and they were Blu-rays, 1080p.
That's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
So that's the part. The thrill of the hunt is why physical media is awesome.
Well, and I think unlike the dinosaur media of like network television and cable, this is actually useful because you're creating an archive of things that we grew up with because we're older fellows, but we have a library of this material that,
Mhm.
as Mo pointed out, you can rip and create a digital library if you absolutely have to. And I actually have a little mini server that actually serves up all my digital media that
Mhm.
I can tap into. I don't
Yep.
need it. You can become your own streaming service
Yep.
and skip the middleman.
The
So
jellyfin, baby. That's what I
yeah,
Well,
use.
that's a big thing because these streaming services, while they're great where you can just jump on and play something, now they're doing it. Well, they've been doing it where they're like, oh, this is leaving. Elf is leaving. Catch it
Mhm.
before it goes, and then it goes away and then comes back later. Different ones, and it's just like, hey, I pay for this, to have access to everything, but now they feel like they can bring stuff in and out. It used to be it was like Netflix because it was with Dexter, where I'm like, hey, I was like on season 3. I'm like, what happened? I actually called Netflix back in like 2011, and
yeah.
there was a person that answered. I'm like, hey, where'd my Dexter go? And they're like, oh, we lost the license.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get it back some other time. And I'm like,
Ah.
MFR, I pay for this thing to have it, have access, and now you don't have it. I could buy it
Speaking of which, that's
myself.
funny to talk about Netflix when it had existed in 2011 because that was their name, even though they fully relied on physical media
Physical
rentals.
media.
And
Yeah.
Yep.
the original Netflix, I remember getting it right when it came out, had crap on it. It had nothing, like no licenses. It was just you had a few morsels of it was like a also ran. It was like you get physical media, but you can check out our online video.
Our streaming library, yeah,
Yeah.
and look, and that's great. No, I mean
Mhm.
honestly, but think about it this way: HBO has made premium television for a long period of time.
Oh, and
One
well.
of their premium shows that was good for one season, the first season, was Westworld. Do you know where
Mhm.
you cannot stream Westworld right now? Almost anywhere, yeah, including HBO Max,
HBO,
which is where you should be able to stream it
which
from.
changes
Yeah,
from HBO to Mac to HBO Max, and
yeah,
they
yeah.
go in and out of there.
And that
And
was
then it
and that
just
was that was something too. You brought up about Showtime. Showtime had their own streamer.
Mhm.
yep.
That was where your Dexter show was at. And they used to give you streaming for free if you owned the premium channel on cable or satellite
A
or
lot of them
whatever.
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
used to be
Yeah.
able to get HBO Go. That's what it was called back then, because it's had
Yep.
multiple name changes over time, and then they had Showgo, Showtime Go, and everything else. I mean, I had access to everybody's. It was like an also ran, as Mo pointed out. You used to get the physical stuff, but then you had the digital stuff. And here's the worst part of it that we're not even talking about yet. You guys may be surprised by this, but they are working on and have technology that actually works where they can replace the background digital ads in film and television shows that were shown. Like they can replace billboards or things that are playing on a television or whatever
Oh
in real
yeah.
time. And they can also obviously edit out the things that they consider problematic.
Mhm.
So you actually lose like the show or the film. I mean, because wow, we can't show that. We're gonna
Yeah.
cut it out.
And
Home
isn't that
Alone
a
2.
weird thing?
Yeah.
Because like, it is an art form,
Yeah.
it's a modern day current, version of whatever paintings, radio, what people used to use way in history.
Mhm.
And you wouldn't find somebody go back and change the Mona Lisa because they had a flag of a certain thing in the back of the Mona Lisa or, some kind of painting like that. You wouldn't do that. But now they'll go into an episode and, like you said, change a billboard, change a whatever, and it could be for different ways. It could be like, oh, we're taking this out because it's problematic to the current culture, or they could even insert things in there. you
Yeah.
know. The
Well,
thing
it,
that
it,
I'm watching lately is Landman and Jeremy Geeks Gamers. He's like, yeah, they have the pronoun college roommate in
oh, it
there.
was
He's
great.
like,
It was so great.
I was
yeah,
shocked how on the nose that was. I was like, wow.
and you got to see the whole or the two-parter of the scene where it's like the first one, then she leaves and then comes back, and the mom's like, whatever, and then so that was Gary's thing, and then Jeremy was like, I don't even want to see it, just like don't have it, positive or negative. So it's different. We live in such a weird world where, entertainment is just so closely related to current day or what's outside your window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I mean, we can't pretend that, they're not going to digitally change the past as much as they possibly can. That's going to be part of our future, unfortunately. So things that we saw happen live, those events will be digitally changed to represent the bologna sausage you guys were just talking about. So I get tired of that.
Hey, somebody in the chat says my dad is here. Who is that?
Hey, what's up, drunk? Good to see you, buddy. Hey.
What chatter is he in?
He is in YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's over
awesome.
on the YouTube side. What's up, drunk 3PO? Jay's in the house.
Hey, you can get in here if you want.
Yeah. He yelled at me in Vegas. He's like, "Dad! Dad!" I'm in the middle of a live broadcast, and I've got a group of people around me, and he's like, "Dad!" So
what makes I think we talked about this before. I wish I would have seen it because he's like literally 10 inches taller than you.
he is. Well, I'm 5'8". He's 6'2", 6'4",
6'3", 6'4", something like that. It's yes.
All I know is if you put me between him and Cole Hauser anywhere, I'm like going, "Hi,
Cole
guys."
Hauser is a wall of muscle.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
big.
He just stood.
That guy's
by the
wild.
booth.
Yeah.
But he's the nicest guy. Well, he's Canadian, so we expect that. But
He's the cool dude, man. I
He's
got a
awesome.
chance.
You're nice
hang
to a
out with him.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's always nice. He's always.
That's good.
I got a
I
chance
lost-
to hang out with him on.
Do I still got my video?
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought I
You
lost
look,
it. For a
yeah,
minute.
no, that Elgato thing will happen once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just kind of move through it or something.
Yeah, you just fight it.
Okay. But yeah, let's put together a bingo card for the year.
Okay.
What you predict is going to happen. Something like what's because like Doomsday is coming out this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how much do you think Doomsday is going to make?
Oh, we're starting
start
off
with
with a banger here.
Well,
huh?
stuff like that one. You
Ooh.
could say like, what's actually going to happen and then put your little
okay. That's a good
opinion
one.
on it. So if you got other ones, feel free. But I got a template that I'm working on right now while we talk.
Nice. Okay, the Doomsday one, that's a good one because that one's all over the place from everybody that I follow. Let me tag onto that Doomsday one. Will Doomsday come out this year?
Oh wow.
Because it's at
When's
the
it
very
supposed
end.
to come out?
It's supposed to
Okay.
come out December 18th, which gives you 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks,
Well,
I guess. Yeah.
And here's the other problem with that. If it comes out when they want it to come out, it will be in direct competition with Dune 3, which actually already has long-term leases for all the PLFs, which include the IMAX. In fact, it's most of the
PLF for
yeah,
our audience.
premium large format, which means the biggest screens. Most specifically IMAX, and then anything that's on a larger. But it was also shot in 70 millimeter IMAX film, not digital. It was actually shot on film. So there's a little bit of trivia for you. There's not a lot of things being made on film. There's very few. Christopher Nolan's like one of the few guys that still work in film, and obviously Denis Villeneuve, and there are a few other people that force that. But I think it's going to be more interesting than we realize. Whether or not, as Mo pointed out, they decide to still compete. Right now, they're trying to change the name and do a Barbenheimer with Doomsday, and that's not going to work. First of all, my numbers, if it does come out in December, if it comes out December 18th, it's going to make 800 million, maybe 900. It's not going to make $1 billion.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's not going to make its money back no matter what it does. And I think that's the overall prediction I have. Even if it hits over $1 billion, it's not going to be worth their time.
Well, I mean, as we come to find out, hey, new bingo card. As we come to find out, and this is a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
These movies cost a lot more than they were published to have cost.
Yeah.
Right? One of the articles coming out of Forbes by Caroline Reed exposed the real cost of even making Deadpool and Wolverine, which is far more than it was originally published. And when you start to see these budgets tick up, and for sure they're spending about $400 million on Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to make money on that? That you literally, if you do the math and you use the 3 times scale, which is fair, that's what the expected legs are, 3 times. So you really need to make 1.2 billion in order to break even.
That's insane to me. Yeah. So I like I said, I'm going for the high stakes bet or on my bingo card. Like I said, will Doomsday release in 2026?
That's a good question.
There's
But
a
if
good
it
chance
does,
might. Huh?
well, and that's the thing. It's like it's got to make the money in one year or the other. How do they count that? Like if something Star Wars used to release a lot in Christmas time, do they count
If
that
it
as
starts in 1 year, they keep it in that year. So it's wherever
okay?
it starts. So it's just like what happened with Avatar, right? Everybody got avatared, you know. And and as much as Jay loves the blue people, they just didn't perform as well in the States this time around. They love it. They love it in Japan, but you realize only 80 80% of that money stays in China, right? The
Yeah.
Chinese box office stays in China. They love it in China. The studios only actually get 20% of that revenue, whereas they get
Right.
50% in the States and a little over 45% from Europe, the rest of the global markets. So it's a conversation to be had is how much money did it really make? And what did the studios get back? And that's why when I say if you spend 400 million on something, you need 1.2 billion to break even. That's the break even for the studio. The
Okay.
theaters love it when you drop a lease on them and you give them those kinds of costs
Mhm.
because Avatar should do well. Here in the States, it didn't do what they expected, but it did okay in China for the Chinese. Again, the
All
Chinese
right.
government.
Assuming it releases in 26, what are you picking for a
Oh,
box office total?
for me, I still
Yeah.
think if it releases December 18th, 2026, I'm going to say it one more time, about 800 to 900 million.
I
What,
can't disagree
900
with that. That's
max?
what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
think the top end would be 900.
Yes, excruciatingly mediocre. Yes, where it doesn't hit even the billion mark, where they can't spin it. So yeah.
You said billion? What was Zamboni?
Oh no, I'm saying it won't hit there. I'm saying the 900
Okay.
million seems correct. Like like they'll have such high expectations. They'll put all their money into marketing, and it
All right.
just won't.
Pick a number. 901?
900. I'm gonna tag Culture's bet. I can't disagree with that. I think 900. That sounds completely correct to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't split the pot. You need
No, that's
a
fair.
different number.
Different
Yeah,
number.
901?
901 million. $900 million and
and
$1.
Waldo.
$1.
Yeah, sorry to quote famous.
I hope
famous
it goes.
movie.
I hope I get that. I hope it goes 900 million and then like a few bucks. So
Yeah.
There we go.
900.
All right. What other topic or what other square? What else is going on in
Well,
2026?
we were just talking about the other film that releases on the 18th is Dune 3. So, that's one that if you guys notice that they stack all these major blockbuster tent poles right on top of each other for zero reason.
Right.
So
Yeah. If the movie's good enough, you can release it in February. You could release it in whatever.
yeah, and they really should because right now, and this was something we talked about kind of backstage. There's nothing shows up until March now. There's like 3 months of taking a nap before we get to like actual entertainment showing up. Outside of like streaming things premiering, if you take a look at the calendar, no real film, no big film, um, comes out until March. It's just the way it is. So
Yeah, and it's so boring and you lose that momentum because I used to love going to the theater and getting
yeah.
that full experience. Even though I got a TV at home, just having that some place to go to
Do you,
and getting that good quality.
y- it is so let's jump in on this Dune thing. I think Dune also falls a little bit shorter of expectation, and I think it's going to be in the same window. I think at most globally, it's going to make about $900 million. I don't think it's going to be a $1 billion darling. I don't think anything actually in 2026 gets to a billion. Maybe
No
Moana,
billion.
maybe yeah, 900 million. Yeah, but I think maybe Moana live
Oh,
action if it comes out this year, but
Super Mario Galaxy is going to hit a billion easy. It's going to go
okay.
over
That
well over a
that that's
billion.
a
Yeah.
that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only one I can really see. Well, oh, I hope it goes over a billion. Project Hail
What
Mary.
about Drunk Supergirl?
No. What does Superman get? 600?
Yeah,
700?
I think
Barely
well, it
crawled to it.
technically you could argue whether or not it even broke even. To
Oh,
be fair,
there's no way it
But,
did. They marketed the crap out of that.
yeah,
I can't imagine what the marketing budget was on that.
yeah,
I
and
okay, I found a better bingo card. Go ahead.
yeah. What do you think?
What do I think on what? Sorry.
Yeah, what do you think on any of these films? What do you think? So let's have you do Dune. What do you think Dune's going to make?
I think what did the last one make? I can't remember off the top of my head. It just kind of comes. It has like all this pomp and circumstance, and then it just kind of peters out because it's a niche movie. From a very hard to follow book. So I would say it would probably do a little more than 2. I don't know what 2 did. Let me see here. What did Dune 2 pull in? Let's see, box office. It pulled in 714 million worldwide. I think it'll make around 800 million because there is a lot of interest in it. So I think Dune. Ooh, Dune will be close. I don't think it'll overtake Doomsday, but I think if they're going to release at the same time, I think it'll take a lot of its business.
Yeah, and that's why they're trying to market it the Barbie way. I don't think that's going to work. Barbie versus Oppenheimer, two different audiences, two different genders entirely.
Which is why the meme worked because
Yeah.
those two things should never belong together. Yeah.
Yeah. But Doomsday isn't going to work. Timothy Shamalama Ding Dong is going to do fine with the ladies, So.
Yeah. I never got into Dune, so I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll check it out. But yeah, wasn't really my thing. But the first and second ish one did pretty well.
It did
recently.
okay. Yeah, I like you said, I don't think it crosses into a billion, but that's just me. I think you're going to look at two films that will eat each other's audience, and oh, by the way, here's another weird one. Werewolf, clearly a horror movie. It's tapping into the Universal monsters fetish that we have throughout Hollywood, but at the same time, it's releasing Christmas Day. Is that a Christmas Day movie to anybody?
Could be. I mean, people have been known to release horror movies around Christmas just to have
Nosferatu
something
was. Yeah,
different.
that's
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's
never
that's a
understand.
recent example, but I was going. First of all, you're limiting your audience because people are going to the theaters at Christmas for happy, jovial storytelling,
Yeah.
and usually Santa Claus movies or Grinch movies or something tangentially related to the holiday period. I'm not sure Werewolf lands there. I think it lands more in Halloween. I mean,
Well,
it
what they
lands
should do,
more in
and
October.
say what you will of the movie, because I was like,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice released in September, and they got another push over Halloween.
Yeah, it did.
So that was that's what they should do. It should release in late September, and then the next month it gets put so that's what they should do. But that is weird that they release it around Christmas, and there's multiple horror movies that have done that, which is just weird to me. Like I don't. they must have some metric that I don't, because I don't understand it. But
Well, everything is just so nuts right now with what like we talked about streaming, same
yeah,
day stuff as well. And otherwise, like Superman, it was like there in 2 weeks where it seemed like it got to that pay for streaming and then or the pay for whatever watch. And then
mhm,
before I noticed it was right on HBO Max.
yeah,
I don't know. They just fly there so quick now.
It's going to be a problem if they allow for Warner Brothers and Netflix to become the same entity.
That's big. Yeah.
yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
recent news with that?
I'm still looking at it, and I think investors are probably still looking at it as more likely going to be Paramount winning that deal.
Really?
They were able to, yeah, they were able to delay the court date, to force the discovery from Warner Brothers Discovery that they probably don't have because the decision is not being made from a place of a fiduciary decision, which is the requirement to make something a deal like this. There's more money, more cash value in the Warner Brothers Discovery deal from Paramount, and all of their efforts, Paramount Skydance, than there is from Netflix. Netflix actually, if you take a look at their stock, has been going down since their 10-for-1 split that
Really?
they did.
All right.
And so they went from being $100 a share downward. This is the highest value that you could possibly get or imagine for Paramount. Excuse me, not Paramount. Excuse me. Warner Brothers Discovery is $30 a share. That no one can imagine. That's paying a premium for the entire, to just to get the kid and caboodle. Netflix does not want global networks. So really, the only decision-making process here is for Zaslav because he wants 2 paydays. He wants a payday for the film studio side, and he wants a payday for the global networks. So
Hmm.
he's not living up to the fiduciary duty that's demanded
And that was
by
my
the
problem with it
by a
on a
CEO.
fiduciary thing.
Yeah.
Because I worked in finance for many years. It's like, well, you're not working in your shareholders' best interest.
No.
Period. Like just right from there, and that's where most of the problems come from because we are a capitalist society, and money talks, and you know what walks. So if you're not
Yeah,
looking
but
at your
creativity
shareholders-
is
yeah.
creativity is there. I'm just wondering. Sorry, I'm gonna take a. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, the thing is like it's creativity is a big thing, and the fact that you have Netflix, which is adverse to the theater model, is a big thing. But the thing that will drive Paramount to be able to get this, which I hope they do, I don't have my hopes because hostile takeovers don't work that well in recent memory. But it's going to have to. If you're not, the fiduciary duty problem is the problem that's going to get Paramount in and possibly win, because if you're not getting, like, just on its face, if you're not getting the shareholders what they could get the most for their shares for, you're not living up to your fiduciary duty, and that's where you can really stick it to
Right.
Netflix, because if you're not, because it doesn't make sense on a fiduciary level, because Netflix is like not buying much and they're not offering much, but the reason they're, and this is my opinion, the reason that they're getting it is because they ideologically align with what that's the only reason. They just want to combine forces to be able to have more control of the culture.
So you got 3 different things going on here. You
Yeah.
got the creativity, which that's what we go for. That's what we tune into. That's what we pay for our money for. But then, you got the business side and then you get, quarterly updates, shareholders, all that kind of stuff. And then you got the whole ideology that kind of comes in play. This like
Bingo.
3-legged, stool, and it's just, does one get higher than the other? And so it's wild because you can't have it all business, all capitalist with zero creativity. That, you can try to maximize the stuff, but then eventually, if there's no viewers, there's nobody at the party. You can't charge all that money.
I'm going to say that's their strongest sword that they had. That's the best arrow they have in their quiver is the fiduciary
I guess
duty.
my question is like, has it always been like that to this extent that we're like, analyzing these mergers and acquisitions, and then we don't know if we're going to get a Star Wars or a,
you have to remember it's the institutional investors that have changed the game, right? It's BlackRock specifically with the Fink man, who is exactly what he is. It's Larry the Fink. He is a Fink, and his last name's perfect. And he's politically driven douchebag that puts people in positions of power, in these executive level board positions, in these corporations, because they use their power of institutional ownership. Let's say they own 12, 15% of something. They force board members into those positions so they can have some cultural control from that position of power. Who you bring in as CEO largely orients around what the board's expectations are. Everybody here, especially in a corporation like Disney, and most especially in a corporation like Netflix, aren't operating from fiduciary anymore. They're operating from political, and that's
Hey, Culture, I'll give you one guess who the top 2 shareholders are for Warner Brothers Discovery.
Who?
BlackRock and Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, State
Whoa,
Street.
I'm so surprised. Yeah.
State Street on there.
Yes,
They're
they're
another
number 3.
similar one. Yep, that's how it usually goes with,
Yeah.
with anything, with real estate,
Yep.
with oil,
Oh,
gas.
well,
You know,
let me roll you into the real estate side of that conversation, because I have a little bit of expertise here, and I'll just say that Blackstone is the one that's been destroying starter homes. The value of homes have
Right.
escalated and ramped up because Blackstone invested in a lot of VCs or REIT oriented funds. REITs are real estate investment trusts. Okay.
Yes.
And while it's super fun to assemble those and build, a nice fund for people and make a nice wad of cash, those are revenue generators. So it's on the lower end, it's really super easy to acquire single family starter homes in, relatively desirable neighborhoods, assemble them into a fund, and then benefit from those regularly, because they're constantly generating rents. So those real estate investment trusts are driven to acquire the most desirable homes and elevate the rents as quickly as the market will allow, to have better payoff over the terms of the future. And Blackstone is, again, as an institutional investor, was driven to create this problem, which we're calling the affordability crisis right now.
Yeah.
It was all driven by them. Well, not them specifically, but mostly them, and it's some others out there. So it's just, and this is the same. I mean, obviously, there's many funds out there that Blackstone and Vanguard and other people invest in. Lots of ETFs that are invested in these REITs and things like that. But at the same time, they're partially to blame, if not the majority to blame, for the affordability crisis when it comes to our daily living.
Yeah, and the whole Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery, what they're trying to do, which does not pass the smell test whatsoever, is to have that grasp on culture. They want to take away your starter homes. They want to, and this is true because you judge people by the actions that they take. I could go by what they say, which is usually bunk. But that's what they're trying to do. I mean, it just if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And the duck here is Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery. They're trying to get their IPs, and they're trying to tank the theater business so that social interaction goes down even further.
Yeah, and streaming becomes the center of the universe culturally, which is a problem. And especially for a company like Netflix, who is they're so inclined politically that they have as partners the Obamas.
Yes, not to mention the infiltration of Obama's cabinet and staff into Hollywood
into
Yeah.
Netflix specifically.
So I guess a good one for the bingo card would be
let's go to the movie slate. I found a good slate here.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. With your Paramount.
Culture says that Paramount is going to acquire
It's
Warner Brothers.
it's that would be if I were betting, like on Kelshi or if Polymarket.
Make a definitive statement here that I can put into a
I
bingo box.
I would say that very quickly we'll have a resolution to this because I think it's going to get forced through a court of law or through a political process.
Mhm.
I think that Paramount Skydance will end up acquiring Netflix. And here's the thing, when Trump and Elizabeth Warren or Fakeahontas, whatever you want to call her, are on the same side, it's rooting for Paramount, that you kind of have an understanding. Because
Yeah, that was crazy.
if you want to save Hollywood, you absolutely cannot allow Netflix to get control of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you think Paramount will get what?
I think Paramount will get, um, through hook or crook, they will get the entirety of Warner Brothers Discovery.
Warner
Yeah, I
Brothers
just
Discovery.
the
Okay, I'm
fiduciary
putting that
duty
down.
thing. I just can't. That's a gigantic hurdle that is just they're not going to get over.
Regulatory. We're not
Nobody
even
cares
talking
about the culture or any of that stuff. Not the left, not the right. In as far as politicians, but once you see fiduciary duty is not being met, that's the one that's going to carry the most weight. Is that the most important to us? No, not at all. But that's the biggest sword. That's the biggest weapon they have in their arsenal.
Well, I tell you what, the FTC will look back in time media wise because the biggest media merger prior to this was Disney acquiring Fox.
Yeah.
The FTC, anybody that was working there or is working there will go back in time and tell you that was the worst decision. This is the worst thing that we allowed to happen. Because it created even more of a monopolistic practices situation for the remaining studios.
Yeah, and all of this, none of this should be happening. Warner Brothers should be sold
Its
off in
own
a
thing.
fire sale. It should be, yeah, all the IPs should be sold off to make up for the
debt. They
deficit.
have
The
enormous debt.
Yeah. So this should go here. Scooby Doo should go here. Batman should go here. That's the way it should go. It should be like an estate sale, but it's not because
Well, yeah, because that's the idea. Then, like, whoever's the best that can deal with a certain property, maybe there's,
well,
you
get more money.
say
for it
there's a
because-
company that could
yeah.
buy all of, say DC. Say there's somebody out there that can maximize DC to the
Which
to
I
amazing-
think would be Comcast. To be
Yep.
honest
So
with
say
you.
like a Comcast
Yeah,
buys,
Comcast
hey,
Universal.
like buy DC from us and make it awesome. Do
Yeah,
something
but that's
like
what I'm
that.
saying.
Because the
If you
same
sell
person with
those-
DC couldn't necessarily do. I'm trying to think of a different say Dune or something like that.
Right.
But you could sell it off piecemeal. You would get more
Right.
by having to be
Well,
individual. But that's the way it should go because we're getting to the point where you're going to have the first biggest streamer and the third biggest streamer getting together, or you're going to have two gigantic studios getting together in Paramount and Warner Brothers. Like how this passes the oligarchical or monopolistic. Like it shouldn't be happening at all.
because
Yeah.
the regulatory hurdles are less on that side of the conversation because of TV networks. Who owns a network? It becomes a conversation there, over what would
Right.
have to be
But
shed, which is
I'm
why
saying
Fox
meeting
deal
the
was
letter
so
and the
early.
spirit of the law.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be happening on either side. It should.
I agree.
Warner Brothers should
I
be
agree.
allowed to fail because it's too big. Once it gets that big, it should be sold off piecemeal, like
Well-
Motorola did. Not to go
Yeah.
too far into the weeds. Motorola, they ended up hitching, their wagon to the wrong horse. They were the biggest in their industry, but they could not make it and they could not overcome their debt. So what happened? They got sold off.
Well,
they did not
okay.
get merged with. They got their all of their stuff sold to different places.
Look into the rearview mirror because this is what we should be doing with the entire audience. You guys also the movie Wall Street, right? Greed is good.
Yep.
Gordon Gekko, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Understand that's what corporate raiders used to do. Exactly what Mo's describing. They'd go in, buy off a company, break it up into little pieces because the pieces were more valuable than the whole.
Yes.
And that's the same thing that would be true of Warner Brothers. You could legitimately bust like Looney Tunes off, sell them to Cartoon Brew, Cartoon Network. You could bust off these are all little chunks of businesses that would be in better hands. There'd be better stewards that would take them over, that would acquire them than they have right now.
And I think they would get more money for it overall.
A lot more money.
Yeah,
And it would
it's just like
retire the debt. It would satisfy the fiduciary to enrich the shareholders and everything else.
yeah, but we were not
All
going
right.
to do that.
Since I got
because-
Mo the least amount of time, Mo,
sorry.
what are some of your
That's all right.
predictions? That's all right. I'm just gonna keep jumping in.
I can stay a little later. This is
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's try to fill up your bingo card, and if not,
Okay,
we'll just
bingo
continue.
card,
But,
okay,
I got
what are we
one.
doing?
Basically, right now, I got one for each of you.
Mhm.
Okay.
and then we'll just put in things that you, if you were betting man, you would put on here.
Okay.
So I'm saying, oh man, is my gut feeling if we're talking about bets. I think I agree with culture, but in my heart of hearts, I still think they're going to let Netflix buy Warner Brothers. I think because I got to be different, but just because they just everybody's feckless in the government, they're not going to see it through, and I think they're going to let Netflix get it. So Netflix buys Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't want it to be, but it just seems like that's what's going to happen. What should happen is exactly not what I just said. It should be Paramount is going to get Warner Brothers, but I just can't see them actually putting up the brakes and stopping this. So I have no faith that they're going to do the right thing. I hate to say that, but
If I ever lose my faith in you, Mo. But understood. What else you got in there?
I'll write it down for Drew. I feel him. Oh, hey. Hit the wrong button there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do I have? Okay, Netflix acquires. I would say. Here's a good one. Here's a positive one. Will Hail Mary make over $1 billion? Project Hail Mary.
Yes.
I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest IP to people that are uninitiated.
It's not an
with the
IP
book.
yet.
Yeah, it's not an IP, but I love Ryan Gosling. He's an actor. He's an actor that actually understands what needs to be done, and I love what he does. But he makes fantastic. I've never seen a bad Ryan Gosling movie, like one that at least won't make you eat. Pop. It won't. He makes popcorn movies at the very least. But I'm gonna say, will it make over $1 billion? I don't. Just because Ryan Gosling's great, and they really
What was the
haven't
name of that one?
advertised- Project Hail Mary. I
Project
just
Hail
don't think they've
Mary.
been advertising it much. I think it's gonna be. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you my thoughts, and then maybe you'll be able to develop beyond that. I'm going to say that I heard about this movie from Gary a year ago, because of the book. If you want to know what's going to happen in the movie, you can read the book. The book is going to become wildly popular after the movie opens. And if I were going to say, because I have 3 sleepers this year that are going to make more money than we could imagine, this is one of them. So I think Project Hail Mary actually crosses the $1 billion threshold. Might be one of the few films this year to do it. As I mentioned before, I think Moana might, but the live action. But this one I think gets there. And my other 2 sleepers aren't going to cross $1 billion, but this one, Project Hail Mary, I think might it might become such a sleeper that like people keep going back, and it has long legs at the theater.
Okay.
You're saying it will or
Yeah.
might? I mean, will. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will.
$1 billion.
The only reason I say might is because normally I hedge, but it's fine.
I'm gonna say
Nope,
under $1 billion.
no hedging here.
I'm
I
just
got
saying
you.
under $1 billion because Ryan Gosling, even though I love him and I watch all of his movies except for Barbie. I'm not gonna watch that because But
What's the minimum
But he
amount
was still
you
great in
think
that.
he'll make?
People loved him. More to the point. So I think he's not gonna make $1 billion. So I think it's gonna make
Ooh.
800. I think it's gonna make 800. I think it's gonna make 900 million.
Wow.
I think I might be wrong, but it just Ryan Gosling. We had these great movies that we all love, The Fall Guys, and
Fall Guy I thought was criminally underappreciated.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
he
checked
does
that one
not
out
get the
later. It
respect
was good.
because he doesn't play the political games, and everybody loves him, but not to the point to where he's going to drive things past $1 billion. That's my point. It's just he just does not. I hate to say this because I love him. I think he has star power, but for whatever reason, he does not click with the public as much as he should.
He's not been brought into something that was guaranteed a major tentpole.
That's a good point.
And honestly, since I just saw him, hey AJ, it's good to see you, buddy, out in the chat. But no, I mean, like you said, I understand and I follow your logic, but I'm still going to stick with I think it makes $1 billion. So
okay, I'm saying it won't, but
Cool.
for the wrong reasons that we don't love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
enough, so.
exactly. There you go.
No worries. All right. What else with TV, movies, business related to culture?
I think we see another studio disappear.
Ooh.
I'm going to be more
Ooh, good one.
specific.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. I like where he's going.
I think this will be the year. I'm not going to say stars or anything like that that was spun out or any of that, but I think we'll see another mid-major or mid-level studio fall out of play. We've lost
Like
a lot
what?
of them. We've not realized over the years, but I think because there's such a lack of profitability in film these days, somebody's going to overspend. There's going to be a lot of unsatisfied investors in an effort, and it's going to fall in on itself. Could it be Tyler Perry Studios? Maybe.
Ooh.
But some people are spending money they don't have. That's been a practice for the last
Oh, man.
5-6 years, and I think that the cheap money, the free money, it's all running
A
out.
lot of it's drying up. Yeah, like
every
you're
industry.
saying. Well, because you got AI right now that's
Yeah.
taking over a lot of like little things. It's not going
Yeah.
to take over everything in a moment, but
Yeah.
it's cutting corners, and that
Yeah.
might be enough to tip things over. So that, along with I mean, you could say, how do you say it? Like, the USAID and all that, a lot of funny money. Just put it like that, because it's connected to Hollywood in different ways. So when you see that kind of stuff dry up, not to mention the holdovers from COVID, and then the what's it called, the strikes that kind of happened. So I'm wondering, once these move it, because there's been a lot of studios that be like, oh, we're waiting to push this out, push it to 2025, 2026. And once that happens, like if they fulfill a lot of their contracts, be like, all right, we're good. Somebody else buy us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go wild with this one because I like
Actually,
that
that
one
was
overall.
culture is-
Studio go under. Studio goes under. Like you're saying.
Oh, you want that
one's gonna
under?
Go under. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say, kind of an aside. I think PBS is gonna go under.
Didn't it already do
It's-
that, or
isn't
wasn't
it
it?
gone?
Remember because of it's the CB. You remember we'd always get the stinger at the end of every show on PBS after Sesame Street, after all that stuff. It's like the
Public Broadcasting Company.
the corporation. It was the blah blah blah. The blah 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 is what I'm talking about. And from donations from people like you, it was the company that fed into PBS that actually fed the government money and the taxpayer money to them.
They all changed names.
Yeah,
It's like
but it was the one that they
TPT or
always-
something like that.
Yeah, hold on. PBS.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
funding. Let's see. I should know it because the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Yeah.
They dispersed. They're gone. So
Yeah.
well, how long before PBS gets maybe they won't go under, but PBS changes drastically. PBS major change. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I'll put it.
PBS major change. I don't think they'll go under, but I think something's going to happen because now that they got their monetary, one of their biggest income streams is now gone. I'm like, something's got to happen. So major change.
Let's put go under, and then we have to define what
Okay.
that is later.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a major change because once the money quits coming in from daddy government, what do you got? Especially when you're a public broadcasting system,
Well, that's what I was kind of getting to with this. It's many different things. So like, you get Doge happening where it's just like, hey, we found all this stuff and now we're going to start poking holes in it or talking to other people. And then, you get your Nick Shirley's coming on and be like, hey, what's going on with this one? So that's kind of my overall prediction is there's going to be a lot of people kind of kicking the tires when it comes to a lot of this monetary stuff. Hey, where's this money coming from? Let's follow this one. So I think that's going to open up a lot of stuff, just we're kind of riding that line with political, but it affects everything. It affects our tax dollars, our entertainment dollars, how people get paid and stuff. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of kicking the tires and looking under the hood. I think in 2026.
Oh man. I think something happens to one of the women's sports leagues. I think it disappears. I think if the WNBA is not going to die completely this year, it's going to be the new competitor, which is unrivaled. Because I think as of yesterday, they may have lost their TNT deal. So that was the co-sponsor for the league.
The name alone seems like it's going to go under. It sounds awful.
Well, it's a 3v3 league. It's not even a normal basketball.
Women's 3v3
Yeah.
league.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
there's a 3v3 men's league.
Yeah, but
'cause,
but I'm talking about the chick league. So
who would watch that?
I don't know.
I
I
would say
still
definitely.
I still am. It's unfathomable to me that anybody watches the W, but they do.
No, they're
s-
never. WNBA will never go under. They will ride that one to the bottom.
I don't know. They're not. They're fighting the collective bargaining
Have you
agreement right
seen
now.
the thing, in memoriam that they did for that idiot that tried to run over a ICE agent? They did a like, oh, we're remembering Renee Good. You know, they let all that happen, so they're gonna virtue signal themselves into the ground. The WNBA will never go away. They are too high up on their high horse to ever let that one go, and it's never made the money. Not a once. Not
Well,
even
the
close.
the NBA is losing money on it since they started the league.
Yeah,
I'm just
no.
saying is that the players, if they're not officially on strike, aren't they like kind of on strike because nobody's signing deals right now?
Oh, if they go on strike, they're going under. I'll say that. If you're not making money and then you go on strike to create negative,
Press.
negative press. Yeah, you gotta get rid of them at that point.
Yeah.
How about this? Let's fill up the squares and then
Yeah,
get the details later.
Sure.
But yeah, so let's just throw in.
Yeah. Okay,
No worries.
so,
I like the conversation.
I think
yeah.
I think a women's sport league goes out of business.
Okay.
Yep, I got that one on here. You can't see it, but I got I got a
believe it.
separate one for culture and a separate one from Mo.
And then I've got I'm going to give you another sleeper movie this year. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by I think only the second sequel film that Quentin Tarantino has written. It's called The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Wow, that's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, it
Not
is.
me either.
It has Brad Pitt in the role of stuntman Cliff Booth, if you remember from his take on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah, I'm thinking that one's going to surprise people in theaters. It's
That'd be
coming
good.
out soon. So,
I watched that Bruce Lee
Because
scene
like
last
Tarantino's
night.
not known
So
for sequels and
no, not at all.
modifications or
Yeah.
sequels
spin-offs.
or original soundtracks. The only time he's ever done it is a Hateful Eight, and that was with Ennio Marcioni. I always mispronounce his name. That was the only time he ever did it. But yeah, no,
So
I
what
can
do
see
you
that one
think
doing well.
Cliff Booth is going to do?
I think it'll be a sleeper movie in the theaters, especially in the domestic markets, and I think it makes $200 million in domestic. I think it does really well in the domestic market.
Okay,
Because I
cool.
think it costs like $8 and like, if since we're talking about Tarantino, like 4 hookers. So I think it didn't cost that much.
All right, I got that on your bingo card.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
what are the top 3 streaming services you would say right now?
Well, despite the fact that I hate them passionately, Netflix.
Ooh, I got a good one. Will Disney take over Will Disney fully rename themselves and get rid of Hulu?
Well, are you saying that? Say it definitively.
I'm saying they're going to call everything Disney by the end of the year.
Yes, I think you're right. I think Project Hulk comes to fruition finally, and we end up with Disney minus as the nameplate instead of Hulu.
I've been calling it Disney minus for a while. D minus.
No more Hulu. I think they're gonna pull the trigger on that stupid idea. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Man,
Which
I
is
hate
ridiculous because if you put everything under the Disney umbrella that they actually have, Star Wars, Marvel, it's just it's no longer ESPN, Hulu, FX, like it's no longer Disney or it's no longer those things. It's like this blob,
Yeah.
And do you realize? So this gets into a conversation that we need to have at some point in the future. Does Disney have an identity anymore?
That's what I'm asking, because think of like Coca-Cola. It's not called Coca-Cola water. It's Dasani.
Is this a Kleenex or a facial tissue?
Well,
okay. And that's where we are right now. Unfortunately, Disney has taken themselves out of the family entertainment business, which everybody accepted, right? Especially with all the political decisions, and and all the support that they're putting behind these anti-American, anti-Western civilization creations. And they're putting themselves in a terrible position. And so I think that's a good question, but I think Mo hit on something. I think I'd like that on my card too. Because I think
Okay.
Disney
Oh,
does do that, pulls the trigger on
Mhm.
removal of even more identity.
Yep.
So
all right. I'll put that on yours as well. Culture.
yeah.
All right. I'm trying to rapid fire stuff here. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, just
So
say
what
some
studio-
definitive things that you can
Yeah.
think
definitive
of.
things. Let me look at the release schedule again. I kind of like it. I kind of like the speed.
Yeah,
of it
let
here.
me
I'm
pull
digging
that up.
this. Mandalorian Grogu. I don't think it makes past 500 million.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a good
Not
call.
over 5, but that'll make its money. So
No, it won't.
barely.
No, it
You don't
won't.
think so?
No.
I heard it was 180. It doesn't look like it costs much to make. It doesn't look very high cost. I'm not saying it makes a
So-
lot of money. I'm just saying it get
What's
No,
the
it-
minimum
it's
amount?
after marketing?
500.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying it'll make
minimum.
500.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the maximum amount is 500 million global.
I say it'll make 500 because all the normies are, well, all the I want to say normies, but all the
Let's say
people-
domestic. How much domestic?
Oh geez, it won't make anything domestic. Nothing ever does anymore. I think it'll make
So-
100 domestic, 150 domestic.
So
and
is that the better
350.
metric? Is global for everything?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
When you
at
say
this
culture,
point.
because it's are you making your money back?
Yeah, I mean, we have to consider, after considering studio split, if you don't consider the global market, you're losing money.
Well, because
Yeah.
think about like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Avatar.
That's all
these
China.
things.
That's China bucks. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it translates so well to that. That's the way, that's the way you get away from culture. It's the way studios make films now, so that it can reach the mass amount of people with different languages, different things that they're into.
Well, they stopped entertaining Americans a long time ago. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, I look. I think that's it. I think Mo. It's a great conversation. Will Star Wars make a triumphant return? The answer is no.
Will it crawl itself out of the bog a little bit and gasp for air? Yes, I think it'll survive.
Yeah. So
barely.
let's go off
Yeah.
global.
Okay.
For all these
500
things.
million is
500
probably the top end global haul for that movie. I agree.
Because my son, even though he doesn't like Disney that much, I've told him why I don't like it. He still kind of enjoys Mandalorian, and he would like to see it. So the curiosity for this movie is going to drive it to 500 million from the
Yeah, but I think if word of mouth is bad, I think it's going to struggle.
right. Yeah. I think you get that
and
with
especially
Tony.
with, I mean, we've already seen they gave us that teaser trailer of that at trying to walk on a ledge, which is something you would never have that piece of equipment do.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is already a problem. You have this is the thing that exposes Lucasfilm as it was under Kathleen Kennedy, and it's not going to get better under Filoni.
Yeah.
And
okay.
yeah, so
Okay,
let's do this. Romantic comedies have disappeared entirely.
Mhm.
Yep.
So this year we have a sequel romantic comedy.
Comedies have disappeared.
That's also true.
They're
But
kind of coming back. They're trying. They're trying.
This
They
year,
should.
This year we have a sequel romantic comedy coming out. It only took them a decade to make it. It's called The Devil Wears Prada 2. So can Meryl Streep and whoever the else that
And
lady
Anne
was,
Hathaway.
Yeah.
I thought it was Emily Blunt. I could be wrong.
She
Anne Hathaway,
had a
right?
smaller role in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
she was like a secretary or something.
and then Stanley Tucci, who's returning. Can they actually do something?
I don't think anybody's
with
gonna give
this.
two craps about this. I think it's gonna flop.
But does it indicate, will it perform significantly? This is
I
the
don't-
question I ask, because I think rom-coms are dead unless they're on like Hallmark Network or like your mom's women's channel like We or Oprah Network, because I don't see him coming back. I mean, we just talked about one with Ryan Gosling, who all the girls drool over, but nobody went to go see The Fall Guy.
Yeah, I know.
I did, and I loved it. But yeah,
Yeah,
a
me
lot,
too.
it was a lot of anecdotal people that cared about it. But the thing is, if you can make a movie for 5 million, 30 million, maybe, it will make a lot of money back. We're talking about horror movies, comedy, romantic comedy. You can make this stuff. I mean, Godzilla -1 is like the standard for that, and so you can make a quality movie without handing out these freaking
Well, I tell you what.
$30 million actor. Everybody gets $5 million plus.
Definitive statement then. This movie makes under 200 million global.
Ooh, yes. I have to tag that one too. I think it flops hard. I say it doesn't even make
Yeah,
its money back.
Devil
I'm
Mare.
saying 150. I'm gonna go lower.
Woo!
I'm saying because who gives a crap about one old hag? And yeah, Anne Hathaway still people love her, even though she's an idiot, like most actors are. She's put her foot in her mouth a few times, but not enough for people care. And it's just nobody's gonna want to see them. And because the time when Devil Wears Prada came out, the original one, it was right exactly when it needed to come out. It was a cultural phenomenon. Everybody knew it. Even the guys kind of knew what Devil Wears Prada. Devil Wears Prada. Everybody heard of it. It's gonna go over like a wet fart, man. 150.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think anybody was going to be more dire than me, but thanks
Oh
for
yeah.
that, Mo.
No, they're not gonna be able to peel their cats off them to get to the movie theater. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, here's another one that I almost guarantee will flop since we're going to stick with a lot of movies. Masters of the Universe just completely flops globally. I think
Yeah.
the Masters of the Universe, Greta Thunberg movie, which it's not, but she looks like Prince Adam. Anyway, I
Yeah,
think
she really
I
does.
I I think it fails, and that's a summer movie. That's a June release.
Yeah,
So
and we're the demographic culture. We all
yeah,
are. I grew up. I remember listening to the Golden Book records
I,
and stuff
I
like that. Yeah,
my
I love
my
it.
my brother and I, we always go back to our action figure collections, but like he collected everything in the He-Man line plus the castle. So there's a Grayskull
Oh, dude, the
castle that's up
castle
in the
was.
attic right now.
Oh, you guys. Oh man.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. We're not. Our demographic is not going to move the needle, and
No, I'm
we
not
have
even
not.
gonna go.
We haven't passed it on to our children because everything that they put out recently is crap.
Yeah.
So we haven't given them anything recent. And the old cartoon is so it was a pioneer of its time, but it's janky. You cannot show that to a kid nowadays. They're gonna be like, what? Because it's too
What?
simple. What? Yeah. I mean, I love Battle Cat when he has 2 frames of animation. He's like,
Meow
raw,
meow.
Yeah.
All right, culture. What'd you say for Masters of the Universe?
Oh, it's gonna flop hard. That's another one that's well under 200 million. In fact, I would say it's probably max performance. It's probably under 150 million. I think it's going to
Ooh.
be one of the definitive flops of this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. There's no goodwill. And it's not even because so much the stuff was bad. It's just kind of,
Well,
they
it's
don't think
because
of
of the
that.
fat bearded guy that wrecked the animation.
Yes. Well, the
Um,
formerly fat bearded guy, the now the Ozempic
oh
riddled fat
yeah, the
bearded
vegan guy, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm saying because it just has no cultural relevance at all nowadays. At
you're
all.
right. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. Okay, here's my
Mo,
other
what did you have one for that one? Mo,
No, I'm agreeing
Masters
with
of the
him.
Universe
I can't disagree with that.
less
That's
than 150.
less than 150.
Okay, and then we have my third and last sleeper hit of the year, Disclosure Day.
The Spielberg movie, right?
Yeah, this is going to be like the 2001, 2010 Space Odyssey stuff. This is going to be a mind expanding strange sci-fi that everybody gets into. It's gonna have a big impact in the zeitgeist. I don't know if the box office is substantial, so I'm gonna still say 800 million, but I think
That
it's
would be
it's
good
gonna
for that.
surprise a lot of people.
I'm
Was that less than or greater than
No,
800?
I think it's gonna make 800 million.
I think it's gonna make 500, and it's going to excite all of the people that it's meant to excite.
Yeah,
So
I think that's true.
I yeah, I say 500 million, but you're going to have a strong audience there. So, and I think they'll keep the conversation going beyond the movie. So, strong audience, 500 million.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going because I want to make sure we get you as many things from Mo as we can. Drunk Supergirl, Mo, go.
300 million. Flop. Giant flop.
Global.
Global.
Woo!
Who cares? She's not. I mean, I don't think she's as unattractive as people say. I think she's all right. She's got that girl next door, kind of drunken girl next door. But if she was like played up like Helen Slater from back in the day, if she played that role, like a sweet, Kansas girl, she would be, it would sell better. But people are hating James Gunn right now. Like everything they've put out, and even normies are like, ugh, because Peacemaker season 2 didn't do anything. Nobody cared.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
I
nobody
watched
cared.
season
though.
one,
I'm saying
not
normies
season
didn't
two.
care. I'm trying to base it off normies. That's one thing I have around me is, most of us do. Our family and family members and friends, they aren't like dialed in like a lot of us are. So I'm saying 300 million. 350. 350 sounds like a tasty
350.
number. 350. I don't think it makes more than that. I think it flops like hard because nobody cares.
And I can't argue with you at all. Your reasoning's solid. I'm going to stay. I think you're 100% right. I think 350 is where it stalls out at a global number, and I think it reveals Gunn for what he is, despite the fact that this is actually being directed by Gillespie. It looks like a poor man's Guardians, is what it looks like, and dialogue down to the dialogue. This looks, and again, worse yet, it's based on a Tom King storyline, which means it's a dedicated and desired failure.
Yeah, I've heard so much about Tom King from what Gary says. Yeah, an ex-CIA guy. No, I can't imagine anything that's going to be good.
What about Super Mario World? It made $1 billion before.
Oh, I'm with Mo on this one. That
saying
makes
$2 billion. I'm going to go high.
Okay.
$2 billion.
I'm going to go 1.5 billion. I think you're a little too enthusiastic.
Well, I gotta have like a wild card out there.
No, you're great. I appreciate
go
it.
for the win. I say 2 because, well, let me see when it releases. When does it release? I'm assuming they better be smart with it. Let's see. Mario. April 3rd, so spring break. Yeah, I can see, going into the summer, the time they're releasing it is a really smart time to release it. I'm saying 2 billion.
Okay.
So
2 billion.
Culture,
Culture.
it's crazy.
1.5 billion.
1.5.
1.5.
All right. Price is right rules. So if it's 1.9, I still lose. I will concede.
Yeah. I think there are too many competitors, but I love your spirit.
I think it has a lot of goodwill going into it. So,
What was the last movie you guys saw in the box office in theaters?
ironically, Avatar 3.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have gone.
I can't remember.
If I had
maybe it was Superman. I think Superman was the last one I saw.
Well, I'm usually there, unfortunately, about every other week and sometimes every weekend. But I'm actually going to be going to the theater tomorrow or Monday to see Bone Temple, because I have to see it before Tuesday to talk about it intelligently on the HCast with Mr. H Reviews. So, yeah. And it is, from my understanding, and again, I trust all these British guys that have already seen it. It is the goriest of all of them. All of these films. So, and it's basically part 2 of the last film. And so,
yeah, I think the Critical Drinker said that he liked it. I don't know. I kind of only read the title.
Mr. H said he liked it and gave me reasons why. So, I'm going to go with an open mind, because the last movie I hated. I thought it was terrible. I'm unapologetically thought it was terrible. And I think that the fact that they're playing this on as like an additional act or 2 after the film that I just hated is going to be a problem for me. But from what I'm to understand, after Act 1, it calms down quite a bit and is less gory and insane. So gory and insane Act 1, normal Act 2 and 3. I'm looking forward to see what this actor playing Jimmy is going to be able to do with that, with the Jimmy's Gang storyline.
I liked him as Jimmy. Let me get wrong. The casting of Superman was actually really good. It was ran by an idiot. So
true.
Okay. So since I only got like about 10, 15 more minutes, I didn't realize
TV.
I didn't realize this was coming out. I was looking through the release schedule. Toy Story 5 is coming out in June.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that
I don't think.
I think it'll make $1 billion, because people are because 4 came out in a time and it stunk, but it came out at a time where we're like, wait a minute, what's going on? What people weren't tuned in to the crap that was coming out yet. So I think they're gonna be forgiving, and they're gonna say, oh, Toy Story, and it'll be June, and you're gonna take your kids to it, so they'll be quiet for 2 hours. So I'll say it'll make over $1 billion. I think it still has.
Okay.
June is really full, dude.
I know, but if you look at what's releasing around it, it's pretty. It's another month before Minions 3 comes out. Now, I think Minions 3 will make over $1 billion. So there's another one you could put on your card. Minions 3 makes over $1 billion.
I think you're right,
because that one has all the goodwill in the world. People love that stuff. You see the memes all the time.
I'm going to give that one 1.1 billion.
Oh, you okay? Okay, well, this is Price is Right. We're going cutthroat. I like this.
We have to.
1.1.
1.1.
All right, I got that on cultures, but we're looking at Mo's right now.
All right,
Mo, do you say something for Grogu? What was your?
Oh, 500. I think it is the ambiguous. It's the Superman number of it's ambiguous of whether it made money or not, and they're going to spin.
It's not going to make money.
No, but I'm saying like they're going. It's going to be at that amount where they can kind of try to sell it to dumb investors and normies. Not dumb
Until they
normies.
look at the marketing budget.
I know. I'm just saying, like they can. Well, you and I both know. Well, it's not going to make money, but I'm just saying it's going to be at that amount where they're really going to be like, "Hey, this is a success." Blah blah blah. You know. At that.
What about shows or games or
That's a good question.
Let's see.
something definitive?
Oh, will GTA 6 come out this year?
Hey, yes, let's go. No, hell no, it won't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's due out in November, but I don't think it's going to make it.
It ain't coming out. It is not coming out. No way.
They'll delay it one more time.
Okay. I'm saying it's coming out when PS6 comes out. So it'll probably be like 2 years. I think they're going to wait till
So you're saying it won't release?
2027, bro.
Well, look how long they've been pushing it off. I think they're going to I have no doubt it's not going to no release this year. I'm saying definitively ain't coming.
Whoo.
Yeah. Why not? You're so close. We're 5 years into the current release cycle. And
okay, I think GTA 6 comes out next year, but I don't think it waits for the PS6.
I don't think it's coming out next. Next year, 2027. Okay,
yeah.
I don't think it's coming out in 2026, and we're barely going to get any updates. I say no news, no release.
Yeah, and I think that Jeff Schneider douche is going to look really bad this time around.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, he was trying to go along with. Well, they're not pulling out political messaging stuff. That's not what they're working on.
Way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's your prediction, Culture? For GTA
it comes out next year, which is 2027.
2027. Yeah, no release. 2026.
No, 2026.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not coming out this year. It's not coming out in 2026.
Yeah, I
got it.
That's an easy one. That might as well be the.
But it's supposed to right now, right?
Yeah, November. Yeah, this is kind of a layup, to be fair.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. We got to have those ones too. You know. All right. What else? Video games. TV shows. Any good TV shows coming up? I mean, I can't think of any.
No.
Oh, I got one. Street Fighter. I say Street Fighter.
Tulsa King.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter 600 million. I say it makes its money back and a lot. I think a lot of people are excited to watch that. Street Fighter 600 million, which is a lot for that. It can't cost that much. Because
man, the casting is kind of hit and miss with the,
but that's that's what makes it great is it's campy. It's like
Raul Julia's not in this one, so I'm not sure you're going to be able to sell me on.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, he passed away.
I really miss actors that would just chew the scenery, like quality actors, whether they're up and coming or they were, professionally trained, and they go into something like a Street Fighter and just absolutely crush it.
They eat
and
it. Yeah.
Since we're on fighting,
I love it.
Since we're on fighting movies, I'm saying
Mortal Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm saying it makes over. I'm saying it makes over 700 million.
Whoa!
Because Carl Urban is one of those guys that people love, and he can make money. So
yeah. I think I'm not going to go as favorable as you, but I think it will make $600 million.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I think you're on the right path, though. To be fair, I think a lot of people are missing those kinds of films. I think we need Stephen J. Cannell to be reincarnated, along with Golan Globus and everything. I think we need all these old studios to reappear.
Oh, here's a good one that we haven't even talked about. How do we not? Brand New Day. I say.
Spider-Man.
I say Spider-Man easily makes over $1 billion.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, really? Okay, Spider-Man over $1 billion.
Spider-Man under $1 billion.
Okay.
I think it's $900 million. I think.
I can't wait to see how this game ends up at the end of the year.
Yeah,
this is going to be a nutty one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason I say it, is because Planka Wood is returning. She always brings down movies.
Plank.
And Mark Ruffalo is going to bring down this movie substantially.
Oh, that's right. He's in it, right?
Yeah, I think he's the Gray Hulk or some such.
He's
I don't even want it.
Savage Hulk.
I don't want
so-
anything Hulk right now. They're gonna say they're gonna try to do different kind of Hulks and Mad Hulk and all this stuff. And Gray, I don't believe it.
Sony does a much better job of keeping things in
Hoodie
line.
disagrees with me though, saying easy billion for Spidey. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sony's done such crappy work lately
Hey,
with
Hoodie.
anything Marvel related, or I should say anything money related. So I just don't see it.
Okay. I'm just trying to go through everything here.
Any studio heads gonna change? Any more?
Oh,
studio
I got a
or
good fun one. Major Oscar event will happen. Like not a
Oscar
slap, but
event.
Major
Like what?
major Oscar meme.
So on the level of the slap.
Close to the slap. I'm saying major Oscar meme occurs. I'm just trying to throw out a weird one.
That's actually but that's actually something that could happen.
I know, but I'm just saying major meme.
I like that. I think.
But
we
how
should-
can? How is that
Yeah.
definitive? I mean, how can that?
What
would that look like?
If we revisit this, and everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say it, like when you say something slaps like Will Smith, we all know what we're talking about.
That's true.
I'm saying a
Okay.
meme will exist until we revisit this at the end of the year. So
Okay,
Oscar
we're gonna
major-
revisit it, and you can't be like, well,
No, Oscar
people like-
major meme. I'm saying we're gonna get a hilarious meme of them collapsing in on themselves.
Okay, 2 more video games. James Bond First Light comes out and flops.
Ooh.
Flops like how?
Like flops. Like definitively
Yeah.
is A, not a good game. B, very few people buy it. It's like Assassin's Creed for Bond games.
Ooh, I'm saying that too because with the Great Circle, Indiana Jones, it got good word of mouth, got great word of mouth, and it's
But
and then they ruined it by their stupid post after Charlie.
it
Kirk.
just didn't sell. And
it
then
just didn't sell, but it rode. Yeah, I would say it flops monetarily and culturally. Like it's just a overall flop. Yeah.
and then do you believe, see, this is another will it come out or won't it come out? Do you believe that Fable actually comes out this year?
No Fable. There's no way. Nobody cares, and they're barely providing updates. No Fable 2026. No way.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah.
All right. And I will stay
I
until
don't
I
think
fill
it
the
does
card. I am close, man. We got some good ones.
Yeah,
here
you're
in the
getting there.
speed round. Yeah. I'm looking for Oscar major meme. I think that's going to get it. So
I think that's going to be a winner, to be
because
fair.
everything is it's such a, not as bad as it was a few years ago, but like all the culture with all the stupid Minnesota crap, with all the losers there and all of them virtue signaling, something, it's a powder cake. Something fun is bound to happen with these idiots. So, so I think that's a little easier than people think.
Is there a TV show that you think will or won't get another season? Something like that?
I'm okay. I don't know what's
trying to
coming
bring
out
other
next
ones
year
in
as
there.
far as like, because all I can think of is Taylor Sheridan.
Well, yeah.
you
So
know.
do you like Tulsa King? Do you think that will or won't get a
I really
fourth?
need to watch those. I just here's a good one. Here's a good one that kind of exists in the fellowship that we want to do well.
Yeah.
I think Young Washington is going to do. It's going to outperform. I can't give you a number because I have no idea.
What is that?
That is the Angel Studios biopic about young George Washington, and it's full
cool.
of really good actors. So,
What do you think
Young
it'll do?
Washington overperforms. I don't know the numbers because Angel Studios is small, but I'm saying, much like Sound of Freedom, it's going to overperform. Young Washington overperforms. It's hard to put a number.
kind
on
of
small
vague.
studios. I don't know how much. Sound of Silence made like what? Sound of Silence. Sound of Freedom made close to 200 million because it came out at exactly the right time
Yeah, it was
and people
perfect
were
in the
interested
way they
in
did
that
it.
subject matter. So I'm saying Young Washington overperforms because I think it will ingratiate a lot of normies to Angel Studios that still don't know what it is. So
Yep.
Do you think they announce a second season for Spider-Man Noir? That's a TV series coming up.
oh, is that coming out? When is that coming out? about that.
Soon.
I'm saying, I would say season 2 definitively because people love that character. I think they will. I think
And that's on Prime, so that's going to be, people who can spend money forever.
Yeah, I'd take a season 2 regardless. If it does if it gets like the middle of the viewing chart, it'll still get a season 2.
And
'cause
then
it's animation
how,
and it
how,
can't be
how
that
about
expensive.
how about something I think comes out next week or the following week? Wonder Man
Oh, jeez.
on Disney Minus.
Aside from us memeing it and laughing in watch parties, I would say Wonder Man wet fart. Like it just not nobody like echo level failure. Because it's
That's kind of
all
guaranteed. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
And
saying Wonder Man boring.
okay, and the last one that I think anybody cares about is the last season of The Boys. Is it going to stick the landing or is it going to Stranger Things?
Oh, it's gonna Stranger Things because the guy already came out that said, "Oh, this is like a documentary," because they're making fun of maggots and all that stuff. I'm saying garbage because people really didn't care for the last season. Uh, so I'm saying, yeah, I would say, oh yeah, I would say the last season of the guys. I would say
The
fails.
Boys.
The boys. Sorry, that's how much I care about it. The boys, because it's just like the lead actor that plays Homelander is just who cares? He's getting old. He looks ridiculous. He looks like somebody's grandma that's had plastic surgery. You know, I mean, it's just what the boys season 5. No one cares. Boys season 5 flop. I think it'll get memed for some of the because they're going to go full political. You know, this is how they're coming out on X and talking about it. They're gonna, the season's gonna be fully freaking woke.
Well,
nonsense.
Kripke's done himself and this show no favors.
Yeah.
So let's just be honest.
Do we know it's the last season? I haven't been following
I
it
believe
since
so.
like.
I think that's how they mentioned it.
I'm almost certain that's how it's been advertised.
Yeah, let me see
Okay.
here. I'll double check. I'll just put boys last season. The boys last season. Oh, Toe Boys. No, the boys. I don't want to see Toe Boys. The fifth and final season. Yes.
Yeah.
So. mhm.
So flop like how would you say?
Okay, I wouldn't say flop. The Boys 5. Fart in the wind. It just kind of comes and goes, and nobody cares. So
Yeah, and I would just call it's going to go full Stranger Things failure. So it's going to Game of Thrones its way out the door.
But they're all doing that now. Like every season that
Yeah.
we kind of like for a while. Like
because
that's
I think Stranger Things is going to.
it's kind of a
Left
guarantee.
a really
don't-
bad taste in people's mouths. I know a lot of people that really enjoyed. A lot of normies that enjoyed The Last of Us 2, and then season 2 came. And they were pissed off by that, and there are people that are idle. Like
I'm going to be a dad though.
I'm gonna be a dad. Oh, that it's unless it's memes, it's not gonna do. Yeah, I think those two shows because people really enjoyed those shows. I think that left a really bad taste in Normie's mouths more than we kind of realized because I know they're really annoyed and they're not gonna want to watch. They're not gonna want to take the plunge on something else that they love. So I'm saying all the TV shows are gonna suffer from Stranger Things for sure, but also what happened in Last of Us 2. So
What's gonna be the breakout show, you think?
who knows? Most of those have been surprises. If Taylor Sheridan makes a new show, it's going to be good.
Well, which one is gonna release in 2026 that you think is gonna be the best? Or
I don't even know what's coming out that's going to be halfway.
okay. Then you're not noticing anything.
No, nothing.
I can't think of any shows that are coming out.
Here, I got one
Let me
more
look at
for you before I leave.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there's another Meet the Parents coming out. I just saw that. Sorry.
Any more
Weird.
objective things that we could put in here?
Oh yeah. No. Let's see here. I just saw it. I'm so sorry, and I can't remember what I was looking at. Sorry, my bad. Oh,
So
the
are you
Odyssey.
following
The
Landman?
Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey. What do you think Odyssey is gonna do?
I think it'll do over $1 billion. Christopher, even though the casting is horrible, I think it's going to do over $1 billion because it's Christopher Nolan. He has
Yep,
so much.
it's a worldwide thing. It'll get audiences worldwide.
Yeah, over $1 billion. And I think that's where I'll leave my card. I like my card.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep updating this until the end of January, and then we'll lock it in, and then just see what the year will happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get a bingo though. I have a lot of weird ones that are in.
Well,
the
other
can,
people
so-
can get your card and see
Yeah,
if it will happen. Yeah.
I like it. Well, it's been fun, man. I'm
Shit.
sorry I can't stay too much
Yeah.
longer.
No worries. I want to get doing more morning streams. So yeah, this is good stuff.
So well, and pleasure as always, culture. I
Yeah,
hope
it's
you have a
good to
rest
see you,
of your
man.
day. Yep,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go subscribe to your gardening channel because I'm down.
Oh,
with it,
it's
man.
not. It's not out there yet. It's not public yet. I'll let you know.
Well,
I'll
with
let you
bated breath, I'll be waiting.
Okay.
Mo, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Drunk 3PO channel. Monday Hangover. We're covering Hook on Monday. One of my
Yes.
favorite movies. That was a flop in its day, which I had no idea. Or not flop. but
Really?
Culturally, people didn't. It's not culturally, critically.
Rufio,
Rufio.
Rufio.
Dante Brasco, you're the man.
Is that a Christmas movie? I can't remember.
It came out during
Is that
Christmas.
around Christmas?
Yeah, I remember watching.
No,
it over
in the
Christmas.
show.
No.
I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
it
in the
is.
movie
It is.
it is.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This we could
No,
fight
it's
on.
not.
Okay.
It's not a Christmas movie. It came out during Christmas. It's not a
Yes, it
Christmas
did come
movie.
out on Christmas. Or
It
in
barely-
Christmas.
My
Because they
question
barely-
was,
yeah.
are they doing something in the movie related to Christmas? And I think they
Barely.
go to London.
It's
for
bookended.
Christmas.
That's where they live at that point.
It's
They're just
London
like,
calling.
Yeah. So it's like, because everything else happens in like the Caribbean and stuff like that because it's pirates, So,
Hard.
okay. So we're covering that. And then
Yep.
we will probably be doing some additional streams coming up. I know we're starting to do a midday stream for covering pop culture. And then we're probably going to be doing First Shots, which is covering new movies that come out in the manner of the Monday Hangover. So check out the Drunk 3PO channel. We're gonna be
Man,
doing
you
a
guys
lot
are
of
just
new
making a
stuff there.
network over there.
Yeah, we're trying. So come check us
I
out.
like it.
If you're somehow not subscribed to Drunk 3PO, get over there, my man. So
Well,
Once-
is it his basement, his regular channel? Where are you?
regular channel, he's
Oh.
making a push on. He's gonna start putting out a lot more content. So
Okay.
check us out over there, Drunk 3PO, his main channel. And it's gonna be fun, man. And I had a blast here this morning, man. I had a good start to my weekend. I'm feeling good, and I'm hoping my bingo card wins and decimate Culture Casino.
You probably will.
Yeah.
Bless your mom. I hope everything's going good.
Thank
Bless your
you.
mom.
All right. No, please.
All
I
right.
really appreciate it. Bless me for going to Costco on a weekend. Ugh.
Oh,
But I
you
got it.
crazy
Never.
man.
Monday
Help me,
mornings.
Help me, Chet.
Monday before noon. That's my jam. I try not to do anything on Monday.
Can't
other
avoid
than-
it, unfortunately. But anyways, guys, have a good
All
one.
right.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Mo.
Bye, Mo. Okay, we got Culture Casino. Let's talk about your. How do I get rid of this thing?
I don't know.
Me neither. Remove. I don't like that.
You're prettier than me.
I don't want to be.
Man, how many bucks
Ah,
do I have left?
like 2, 4, 6.
Yikes. I think if Taylor Sheridan shows Mayor of Kingstown actually returns this year. I think we're gonna get a good season, and I think it's going to get another season because I despite the fact that Taylor's contract's coming to an end in 2 years, I think he's got enough in the tank to get that thing all the way to the end.
So
I don't know if
another
that's a thing.
season.
Yeah, I think we'll get another season of Mayor of Kingstown.
What
Kingston.
season number is that? I haven't been watching.
Oh goodness.
Heard good things.
I want to say 5 because this next one coming up is season 4, and I think the trailer just came out for it. So, in fact, I think it's already scheduled for a 5th and final season. So I'm gonna be right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can't really say that one then. That's
Okay,
kinda
you're right.
arbitrary.
Dang it.
If it's already locked in.
I know. I think Landman's gonna go forever. I think that as long as
It could. It could.
it's full of good actors and actresses. They keep introducing new characters and new cowboys. I think that's one of those shows that it'll go as long as there's creative.
We're
thought
what on?
behind it.
We're on season 2. you
Yeah,
think
we
it's-
just did. I think we just finished season 2 or
No,
3.
it's still going on. Landman season 2 is still going on.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So you're saying Landman season 3?
Yeah, I think season 3, season 4. I think it just is renewed forever. It'll be at least renewed for another season, if not several more. I kind of
I
feel
like
like with Taylor Sheridan, you almost get you guaranteed 5 seasons. So,
it should be. Man, I really wish even just 4, excuse me.
yeah.
Uh yeah, even like if House of the Dragon, Landman, whatever, if they said, "Hey, we want you to do 4 amazing seasons." Like that would be perfect and they could, plan it all out and yeah, it'd just be great. That should be like the new standard cuz the Netflix, second season debacle, is always there. It's like the Netflix, first season had become like the pilot of what, shows used to be. Like that pilot either made it or it didn't. And a lot of times it didn't. But if you got a pilot, then you usually got like what, 13 episodes at first. And then if it looked good, it, went to like that 22 model. It's
Right.
like, yeah, I really wish they would just, everybody would commit, get contracted for 4 seasons. You don't have to do like The Walking Dead where it's like, oh, let's try it out, try it out, try it out till it, just dies
It
off.
Well, in what I would prefer to even that is that we go back to a regular 24 show cycle.
I don't know how I would love that. I don't know how that would be possible.
Why? I mean, outside of, again, the only reason that the 8 season model works is because they're bringing in movie people to do it, and they're paying them movie money to do it.
That's the
That's what
thing. Yeah.
happened. That's Netflix destroyed television because they brought movie people in to write TV shows that were theatrical and not just presentation, but in writing. But and while that may have improved television a little bit from time to time, at the same time, it destroyed the TV model, which, you don't have a division between TV and film actors anymore. And while that may result in better quality acting in shows, it also resulted in less, lots less. So,
Yeah, because didn't the thing used to be with TV was they would commit to like 7 seasons. If you're a main character, it's something like you're committing to 7 seasons of
well, it became more contract based, especially for example, let me give you a couple of recent ones. Friends, of course, is the most famous. It became popular. They negotiated a contract like season by season, year by year. The next best comedy show to do that would have been How I Met Your Mother.
okay.
They did the same kind of thing where they essentially negotiated the next seasons. The writers there specifically because it was Bays and oh gosh, who's the other one? Anyway, the people involved in that show already had a storyline based on their lives already carved out. So they kind of knew where they were going to go beginning to end, which is how we got the great beginning and not so great end. But that's how we ended up where we were. And then another example of writing to the cast was, despite what you think of it, started off great was Big Bang Theory. But again,
Yeah.
these are shows that actually performed within the same television model that we were familiar with that
Right.
we
We're in such a conflict right
yeah,
now, just such a change going
yeah.
from that, just, oh, well, we're just gonna make episodes and make, seasons and the whole regular CBS, and it's just not the model anymore. YouTube is just where people go to. Yeah, it's tough to try to predict. I don't know how they're doing it right now in Hollywood. I'm sure they're not doing it well. Because that's the thing. You got to get the actors on board. You got to get showrunner, director of the episodes, and then the writing. And how do you get all those people in line where they're not doing other projects or, or asking for ridiculous amounts of more money? Because it becomes more of an agency kind of battle.
Well, that's what kind of Taylor Sheridan was. He just decided, okay, I'm going to fit into this mold. He was used to making premium television because he was involved in a show that basically put it on display in Sons of Anarchy. He was there as an actor, but he also helped contribute to some writing, and he just watched what was going on there and what the cycle was, and he just mimicked it for what he was developing, which is just a series of shows that he writes with other people at demon pace. So that's how you end up with all these Taylor Sheridan shows that all
Verse.
yeah, that all work really well.
Well,
And
and then people can relate to it. Be like, "Yep, I like." Which one got started first? Well, see, I never got into Yellowstone, and so it was always on
Yellowstone.
streaming I didn't
Yeah.
have. But I'm like, oh, should I jump into 1923, 1883,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait to watch all of Yellowstone. Those, and that was
Well,
perfect. It was like similar actors, but it's
for
just like I like the idea of those.
for me, the cast members are things that pulled me in. For example, on Tulsa King, I'm like, that's Sylvester Stallone. I'm gonna watch that.
Mhm.
Landman brought in Billy Bob Thornton, and
John Hamm, who
yeah,
just steals the scenery. Yeah.
he did. Unfortunately, they killed his character, but during the show,
Hey, careful.
well, that's the first season. You should have watched.
I know. But
But
it's just like, man, that was such a good story.
I didn't like his end, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, when I looked at what is happening and what's going to happen, I feel badly for the fact that Paramount is losing him to Taylor Sheridan
Yeah.
in 2 years. So I feel like you guys never should have let that happen
It
because
just
he's
sucks that we know more about the stuff that happens behind the scenes because
yeah.
these actors, directors get on social media, and then you eventually find out kind of conflicts of either money or agenda or whatever the deal is. And then it just gets like, I don't even want to know sometimes. That's why I love that Jack Nicholson, he would never you never see him on interviews, throughout all the time. You see him in his roles and it's like, "Yep, Jack Nicholson role." And then sometimes you see him at the red carpet and just being crazy Jack Nicholson or, some kind of crazy tabloid thing that would happen. You're like, "All right, that's fine." But yeah, now with every single actor, writer, whatever, just jumping on Twitter and doing their thing, it's just like, I don't even wanna know. I don't know what you know, care what you do with your stuff or not stuff. It's
Yeah,
getting tougher to separate the what is it called? The
I
art from
think.
the artist.
Well, and I don't think you can. And this is a broader conversation that you could probably have with a fleshed out panel on a Saturday morning because it's a deep conversation. Can you separate the actor from their bologna sausage that they project onto social media? I think to be fair, what killed the excuse me, what killed the quote unquote movie star was social media.
Yep. I
The
think you can. It's a sliding scale. So it's like, okay, they get better and better. Y- I'm trying to think of a good one. Say Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like, okay, yep, Leo, keep putting out your bangers. Yep, Revenant, Departed, all that stuff. Yep, you got me. And then you're doing your, flying around the world talking about climate change.
Yeah,
It's
but
like I can deal with stuff, but then you're overcoming it by your performance.
he
But like a
destroyed.
Mark Ruffalo is
Yeah.
like, I can't do it because he keeps coming out there and saying stuff without putting out more of an extraordinary performance.
Yeah, but see, I would say that, DiCaprio has fallen off, to be fair, because his recent TDS and all the stuff that goes along with it is now showing up in his craft. That's why he
Right.
did One Battle After Another, which, while it's going to win an Oscar, it doesn't deserve it because nobody saw it. They've been trying to play
What was that
defense.
movie that he recently did? Wasn't
That's
it
it,
Native
One Battle After
American?
Another.
Oh, that's what okay,
Yeah.
yep. I heard about it, didn't see
Yeah,
it.
and he's an enormous douche about it, right? And look, the Oscars are gonna be memeable this year, and I kinda feel like Mo cheated. The Oscars are gonna be a hit this year in 2026 because the host is gonna be Conan O'Brien, so that's gonna be a banger regardless, so,
Well, I'm gonna hold him to that. Like,
yeah.
it better be on the level of the slap. If
I think it's gonna
nothing
be on the level of Gervais at the Golden Globes, to be fair.
see, that's a different thing. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I would welcome more of that. A slap is like honestly, I thought that was a performance. Like for the longest
I think
period,
most of us did that night.
I'm like, okay, yeah, it's just a bit. It's a Saturday Night Live thing,
Yeah, it wasn't. Guy lit up his
It,
face, yeah,
yeah, I know.
so,
Well, because then some of those things is like, okay, we're gonna do something. It's like, hey, Chris Rock, expect something from Will Smith, and then let them kind of figure out what it was. But honestly, I really didn't care. It's like, give me the. I miss the Men in Black performances or the Chris Rock, comedy special. Like, give me that stuff. I don't care about this, whatever.
Well,
Most other
first of
garbage.
all, you need creativity for that, and then we've already had a conversation about the lack thereof in Hollywood or in
Yeah.
anybody in the business. They chased all those people out.
Well,
They
who's still there?
DEI'd
You got your
themselves
Dave
out of business.
Chappelle. Like, did you
Yeah.
see the recent Dave Chappelle Netflix?
No,
It
no.
was pretty good, and he is in tune to, well, he went to what is it, Saudi Arabia? He went to
Yeah.
somewhere, with
Oh, he
the other
went to the
comedians.
Riyadh Comedy Festival. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he talked about that in his special and the positive negatives, and he's like, here's what I talked about with them. Here's what I won't talk, you know. So he played it, and it's like, okay, cool, man. And then he talked about Charlie Kirk a lot. I'm like, wow, I didn't know Dave Chappelle was like into that stuff to know the difference between good and bad. And he put a what I thought was a decent take on it, with still bringing in the comedy and stuff. But I don't know. I like we're looking for authenticity, to an extent, and still having that charisma. It's tough out there.
It really is. But again, I'm going to keep pointing out that the creativity disappeared in Hollywood because they DEI'd everybody out of the jobs. If you talk to any
Yeah,
script writers of merit, if you talk to people who had been in the business forever, and they even chased out black writers, which is
I know.
astonishing to me.
It doesn't work like that. It's not a surgical knife. Like you
No,
could do DEI in a certain kind of way surgically, but this whole big
setting up
blunt
goals.
instrument. Yep,
Yeah,
it doesn't work that
yeah,
way.
quotas.
The concept, it makes sense, but you can't remove people to put another one higher. That's the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah, and
But anyway, but
eh,
yeah,
anyway,
it
so I just want to say, I think this is a brilliant idea. Hopefully, my bingo card holds up. I'm trying to think
let's
of
fill
two.
up your other
Yeah,
spots. Yeah.
gosh, it's so
Alright.
hard.
Yeah, think
Um,
video games, think, any studio changes like we've already kinda talked about.
I think that now with the exit of Kathleen Kennedy, um, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I th
what
I
name
think
something Star Wars is gonna do.
well, actually, how about this? This is Disney. I think Josh D'Amaro is going to be the new CEO of Disney. I think that genuinely will come to
I don't know.
pass.
I don't know how to spell that.
Josh, Josh, and D'Amaro is spelled with a D apostrophe Amaro.
Like that?
Josh D'Amaro. That's close enough.
Sure.
CEO of Disney.
S Of Disney?
Of Disney.
Whoa, okay. I'm
Yeah.
not too familiar.
Yeah, he is again, this is kind of the way it works and has always worked at the Disney Corp is if you're going to come up through the ranks, you come up through parks and experiences. That's where they
Yeah.
pull that talent from. So the last guy to move into that position was the guy that didn't last long, Bob Chapek. And Chapstick was his tenure was cut short because Iger had a back door in to kick him out. Otherwise, the Disney might still be at 200 instead of down in the hundreds as far as stock price. So,
Yeah, good point.
let's see.
I wonder if something's gonna happen with the award shows. Like, is there gonna be an award show that just
Well, the
goes
Oscars are
it's gotta either go under or it's gotta transform into something like YouTube
well,
presents net I don't know.
the last year of ABC's contract with the Oscars is their 100th year, which is 2 years out. I think this is year 98 of the Oscars. And then they're actually moving that award show to YouTube.
Okay. See, it's gotta be something like that because like, the
So,
whole cable, legacy cable, it's
yeah.
not gonna be there.
Well, there's gonna like the Emmys. I think the Emmys will lose further relevance, but I can't predict that they'll disappear entirely because there's still quote unquote TV out there. It's just in a different way on streaming services and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
stuff is gonna modify
yeah, I
somehow.
think here's what else I think. I think that Versant. I think that Versant's stock price by the end of the year gets close enough that they might delist it. I think Versant uh, goes very very low stock was. I think it's
I
under
don't know how to spell it.
$10. There we go. Versant under $10.
Is that how you spell it?
Versant. Versant. I know this is a lot of business stuff, but that's kind of
Well,
my
no, it
area
gets a
of
conversation going,
yeah.
and I'm curious. Yeah, some of the stuff I've never heard of. So it's like I love learning how culture relates to business, and then
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
individually.
Right now, Versant, despite it's starting too high, is sitting at $33 right now. Um, it's trading higher than it should be at a multiple that it shouldn't be. But I don't know if it'll close the day up, which right now it's up 1.19%, but or 39 cents. But I think that in trading, Versant actually, I think it'll be under $10 a share by the end of 2026.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's unfortunately what Warner Brothers Discovery wants to happen. I mean, not obviously that Versant collapses, but they want to be able to divide in half as well, putting the global network stuff, which is their failing cable channels like CNN and other things like that, into a different pile away from the movie studios and the other successful IPs and elements that they control through the studios. So
Yeah.
that's why they want the same thing. Comcast pulled this Versant deal, probably at a perfect time to make revenue for them, to trick shareholders into accepting that spinoff. And then they gave them a bunch of shares that are losing value right now every day, but for the most part, not every day, but
Hmm.
nearly every
Are
day.
you a sports guy in any kind of way? Regular
Sure.
sports,
Yeah. Yeah.
wrestling, anything like that? Any
I
predictions?
love
Major?
wrestling, and I'll watch it from time to time, but, when I was younger, in my 20s especially, I would host big WWE or WWF parties, as it was back then,
Yep.
at my place, and I'd buy all the pay-per-views and all that, but, I got out of that. I got into MMA for a long time, you know, my wrestling went from wrestling to MMA,
Yeah.
I've always been a huge football fan, both college and pro, but when they decided to go woke and start advertising and kneeling and all that
Yep.
stuff, I was done.
Same thing. I was
I quit
like,
sport.
nope, I don't need this. Like, this is supposed to be my
Yeah.
entertainment, get
Yeah.
escapism.
So since I don't know if Abomination AJ is still in the house. If he is, you know, I'm pretty sure Go Cowboys would probably be acceptable with him and Mo Zamboni. Um, but
Yeah, I was just wondering if you think there's gonna be major entertainment shift with any of these sports.
I think believe it or not, the whole reason that there's been such a demand for sports rights is because it's the last refuge of audience ownership. Live events such as sports, but in particular sports, drives viewership. So if you're still in any way a slave to ratings, you want live sports. And now we're seeing streaming services take over a lot of these
Yeah,
sports and sports coverage, and you're losing the regular cultural impact of live sports. So that's happening in football. Thank you to early on it was Yahoo, but eventually what was it? Then it was Amazon. Um, and I mean, now you're going to lose even more sports to, you know, streaming. And then once they're gone, they're gone. And those rights deals are controlled by people that the ratings are not going to be there. And there won't be a good measuring stick for whether or not something's successful. So what are you going to base contracts on? And that's honestly why we ended up with player control that came out of professional sports. You know, the reason that basketball was able to accelerate its growth in the NBA was they elected to make their players the stars of the league rather than the teams. So because
yep.
they're promoting individual players, their players drove ratings, and now I think the NBA is actually at the tipping point of falling down the well.
I can
Um,
see that.
so you know, I think NBA ratings are going to collapse, and the problem is that people won't be maybe they won't even know because I think there's not going to be good metrics to see it. I mean,
Yeah,
Nielsen's doing their best, but
well, that's the thing, yeah, you used to have Nielsen where you got
yeah,
real numbers, everyone kind of knew what things were, and now once
yeah.
they get under the streaming and same with box office, you knew what a box office
I
amount was,
I think
and
I
so
think I think that the best
so what can you
example.
put on here?
Uh, I think baseball ratings continue to go down. In fact, I think most pro sports, except for possibly pro and college football, ratings go down substantially. Not a little bit, but substantial ratings drop
What will that lead to?
across. I think it's going to lead to stalling of the agreements, the player agreements with the players unions. I think it'll be worse than what the WNBA is experiencing right now. If they actually go on strike, the WNBA is done. Um, so you can put.
You
I
think
mean,
there'll
I
be
don't
a
know if that's something we could argue, but if the players strike because of the
player strike?
collective, yeah, if the WNBA players strike, the WNBA is over.
Do you think it will happen this year? A strike?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, they're right now they're sitting on top of what I should call a very fair collective bargaining agreement. The offer from the owners is a massive expansion, a factor of 6 as compared to where they are now contract wise, which includes maximum salaries at like 1.2 million and minimum salaries of 200,000. This is
Okay.
a lot of money for ladies that are making like 60 right now. So, on
Yeah, well,
minimum
then that
deals.
relates to, sponsorships, endorsements, and if the
Yeah.
money dries up for those things and
Yeah, but
the companies aren't making their money back, they're
it's
not gonna
the other
dump.
problem is it's they whether or not they want to admit it's all driven on one player's back, and we all
Right.
know who she is. So, because
I
it's
hear
not
you.
it's not Angel Reese. She's a bridge builder or house builder. She lays up more bricks than most masons. So, I'm just,
So there's another question. Do you think there'll be another Hollywood strike, a union, some kind of union strike this year,
I don't
like
think
we've had in
I think there will be a new union deal, but I think only one of the major Hollywood unions strikes. I think it's only one of them. I won't say whether it's the Screen Actors Guild or the Film Actors Guild if you're Gary. I think the Directors Guild's already going to sign their deal, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. I
yeah,
don't
they
think anybody
say
I don't think people pay attention to the Producers Guild, so I don't think that's gonna be it. I think it's more likely to be, the larger guilds, the electrics. I think it's gonna be the guilds that are tied to the, below the line employees. I think those are
okay,
gonna be the guilds that actually
but
are.
that will have a big impact,
It'll have massive impact in production. Production
Yeah.
starts are already down. Let's see, versus 2019, production starts are down 50% or more. My argument, it's down below 60%, but until I have numbers to back that up, I'm just going to say that even just in the last year, from year to year comparisons, 2024 to 2025, I think they were down over 20% year to year, rather than, if you go back in time at Hollywood's two biggest years, which were 2019 and 2018 as far as production starts go. I think I think that Hollywood's doomed itself, which is why production moved. Production moved to Georgia. It moved to Texas. It's moving to
Yep.
Florida. I mean, it's moving other places for a reason, you know. So it's moving to
Yeah.
Vegas, by the way. Vegas
Really?
production starts are gone up. Yeah.
Yeah, because it used to be they wouldn't go to Vegas. They'd make something about Vegas, but do it in Vancouver.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. With the threat of tariffs for productions,
Yep.
from the Trump administration, I think that there's a real fear in sending productions over to the UK, and being penalized later. I think that could be a factor in the future. But for right now, Marvel's production cycle is all through the new Pinewood studio development that went in the UK not that long ago. So they actually have, I think, 8 permanent sound stages for Marvel specific productions in the UK.
Interesting. What do you relate to AI? What do you think AI will have an impact on this year?
AI is going to become a major factor in art presentation for Hollywood. I think that you're gonna the position of posters and stuff like that. I think a lot of the major studios will get rid of the qualified artists that make film posters and utilize AI art, elements from their films that they can cut out, or, whatever. To be fair though, poster art for a while has been AI. We just didn't know it. It
Yeah,
was the
Photoshop,
it
it's a
Photoshop elements. Yeah.
modification.
Yeah.
It's
And
just different from what it was.
yeah,
It's not
so
no longer
you
the hand
you
drawn.
you can do it all with, you can do it all with some prompts now. And that's
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I think that's gonna be one of the major places it changes. I think VFX are gonna be faster and cheaper because of AI. I think that's gonna be the other major industry that has massive changes. Because believe it or not, post-production is one of the most expensive aspects of filmmaking. So
Fix it
if you
in
talk to
post.
post, yeah,
Yeah, fix it in post is what
yeah,
usually the people
yeah,
say, like,
and
"Oh,
that's
we'll just figure it out later." Just
yeah.
imagine you're talking to this tennis ball,
Well,
you know?
and that's the other problem is right now Marvel kind of builds around action scenes and they build in the dialogue that would appear here based on a storyline that's previously established, which is why they go into films like Doomsday without a script. There was no script for that film, and the dialogue was written as they went at best, if there was even any dialogue done.
Which
Anytime
one?
there's a conflict scene, believe it or not, that's all done in the computers. That's why you have the nano armor now. That makes it
I
even
know.
easier because you don't for the first 5 weeks, this is something behind the scenes most people don't know. Robert Downey Jr. wasn't in the armor. He was standing off stage reading his lines.
Which one are you talking about?
For Doomsday.
Oh, for
For the
coming up?
first
This
5
Doomsday
weeks of
one?
production, yeah, sorry,
Oh,
I
okay.
have a little insight in there. But for the first 5 weeks of production of that film, Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. is off screen.
Well, that was the case with, Civil War, was the whole thing was, like, his agent was able to get him a lot more money, and they put in there that, "Hey, I'm gonna do it under the mask," and stuff like that. So there were certain scenes like that.
So they
A
they
lot of
put
scenes where it was just a heads up display.
right, and they put him by the way, after those 5 weeks, they went back and reshot everything from those 5 weeks with Downey under the Doom cowl,
Right.
actually acting in this
But
new movie.
it's different with each actor or
Oh,
character
yeah.
because you
Yeah,
can't
you
do
can
that with Captain America, as well as you can do it with Iron Man,
but if
as
you're in
far
an
as
action scene, a lot of these guys, they don't need them.
right.
They have masks,
But then they're
face
asking for
masks.
this, $80 million or, all this stuff, and it's
It's
like
it's your likeness, it's your voice, it's all of the other performance elements that are being captured. I mean, we can talk about why the Avatar actress is the most wealthy, the most largest moneymaker in Hollywood in history. What's her name? Zoe Saldana. Zoe
so, yep.
Saldana is now the most well-paid actress or actor in Hollywood. She achieved that this year because of the Avatar bologna sausage. She's
Right.
and she what's she doing? She's motion capturing all of her performance. It's her performance. It's just digital makeup on top of it.
Right, but her agent got her that, and all this
Sure.
stuff. It's like, you need to have all these stars to line up.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's the other thing too. And this is why I think it's going to become less prevalent and people like Zoe Saldana won't matter so much because you're going to have license contracts for likeness that go along with your acting. You're going to have the part of those license contracts be your vocal performance, and they'll all be able to recreate all of that in AI. So when you die, they can retroactively bring you back in, a Star Wars movie or in something. I mean, I'm sure there's so much out there for Mark Hamill performance and so much mocap for him that they can bring him back forever along with his voice. His vocal performances have been recorded forever, especially when he's doing voiceover over work specifically for the Joker, right?
yeah.
So
That's the thing, yeah, it gets in the minutia of, like,
yeah,
what are you really paying for? Oh, it's we're just paying for their face, and then we'll get stunt guys and VFX and
yeah,
all that.
and
Yeah.
that's going to become so pretty soon. Will performance arts actually matter? Well, I will argue that there's no getting rid of Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley is impossible to get rid of, and I've pointed it out because I've actually been to a couple of these facilities. One specifically where the background is actually projected onto the background. It's all digital screen. So you're working in, a stagecraft location or something like that, which is just a bunch of digital screens that already has a background behind you. You know how they add VFX to that? They drop a digital green screen behind you in the camera. So everything can be done in camera. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. I like some of these things are done in real time using Unreal Engine 5 and I've talked to these people and how they're going about doing what they're doing. So in Mandalorian, believe it or not, a lot of those performances were done against a flat background. And one of the reasons why Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania looked so flat and was just not
Ugh.
great was because you could literally see where they didn't bother to break up what they call break up the background at the screen. It was just a line. So you could tell just how flat they were on, like, at best, like a matte painting, which used to be the old way to do, effects, but you always broke up the background with the stage setting, with the
And
stage.
that's the kind of thing is
Everything.
like all these different, movies, shows, they're all trying to do something different. They're all
Yep.
trying to be like their Spielberg or their George Lucas or whatever. And you can't have so many doing different stuff.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no, when I say standard, I'm not saying everything should be the exact same, but it's like, how can you even jump onto something
So,
when,
and the reason that I'm saying it the way I'm saying is that because if the background's all fake and now the foreground is all fake, there's
yep.
uncanny valley. There's uncanny valley if you can tell that the background's flat, even though it's supposed to be dimensional, like it's a projection. It
And
doesn't
then we
work.
don't have the creativity to make that work.
Yeah.
And then,
Well,
well, even if you
the
do, you
brain
don't have the debt.
disconnects.
You're on the deadline,
Yeah.
So it's like you can only fix something so far that you got to put it out.
Well, and then because there's no depth or soul, I would say, in a lot of this stuff. There's a reason why Gina Carano was her character in that Star Wars Mandalorian show. She was the only person or actress that they could get away with doing everything they were doing with her. Because, you can be a strong, independent woman, but you can't be Gina Carano. There's only one of her. She can throw
Yeah.
people around and ragdoll guys. But outside of accommodating stuntmen, which we don't believe, the Marvels was complete garbage for all of the other reasons that I say. You don't have a lot of these characters that are believable. And then, and like I
Right.
said, so you have a lack of creativity, as you pointed out. You have a lack of soul, which a lot of these things are going to start showing off. And then you're going to have a lack of ability to fill in the gaps that people will accept your fake
See,
reality.
that's the error. It's like, who is accepting it? Is it going to be, which generation is going to be paying for it? So millennials arguably have the most disposable income right now. So it's going to be made for them. But at the same time, uh, what we, accept as good quality, it's not really meeting the standard. Sometimes it will, and you get breakouts, but the question is, can they trick the younger generations, the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, in order to get them on board with this kind of stuff? And I don't think it's going to land.
Well, the problem is we're now talking about a different fiscal reality, who has the disposable income.
Yeah.
And my argument would be it's still with the Gen Xers. High income
Yeah.
earners are limited. Even as you climb the ladder and you're a young person with enormous amounts of debt load because you went to and you bought into the idea that the more university degree that you
I
have,
should
the
say
higher.
willing to spend
Yeah.
disposable income, because you can have, of course, Gen X, baby boomers, they may have money, but are they going to the theaters? Are they, getting all the streaming?
Well, they're losing all the boomers, and this is the problem that happened with all the recent shows. They went for an audience that doesn't exist, the modern audience, right? Right, Drew? They went for this modern audience that doesn't exist, full of, blue hair and weirdness and pierced septums and all that other garbage. They went for
Well,
those
18,
people.
what was it? 18 to 34 used to be the standard. So you'd
18
fight
to
to
30,
get that.
18 to 35, yeah, because you started to make money then. There's not a lot of people entering the workforce at 18 anymore. They're going to school. And
Right.
the vast majority of women are going to school. It's I think the statistic is now like it's 4 women to every dude going to college.
That's good odds.
insane. That's insane. Well, it's good odds, but at the same time, it's
Yeah.
also, you're going to have a bunch of women entering the workforce, and this has been true for the last decade. A bunch of women entering the workforce in the she economy, which is what they built all this for. And you're having a bunch of ladies enter the workforce that are dead broke because they've got to maintain all this debt.
Well,
that's
yeah,
why they
dead
want
broke
the
and no
taxpayers to
like
write 'em off.
tangible skills.
Yeah,
Like, or
exactly.
translatable skills. It's
Well,
like,
I
can
mean,
you do the
underwater
job?
basket weaving should be make you feel good, perhaps, but it's not going to make money. It's not a skill anybody needs. So you make an excellent point, Drew, as you always do. But back to the larger conversation.
Yeah, let's
So
get your
where's
last
the where's
block on here.
where's
Let's get your
the
AI.
where's the disposable income? It's actually in my generation, in X. It's also with the baby boomers, but you can't extract it from them unless you're extracting it via their grandkids. And the corporations that made the entertainment for the last decade haven't tried to entertain anybody. They lost generations of income because they destroyed all of the things that were tied to Gen X and the baby boomers. Really stupid. Anyway,
Anyway,
back to
yeah.
AI. So how many
Or
boxes?
finish this box
Yeah.
however you want. This is your last one.
What was it?
I just put in the AI for a topic, but what do you
No,
think?
I think that's perfect. I think AI replaces VFX houses.
okay. Oh, that's good. And that can be done like you could do that from your home
I can do it now.
setup, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you could
Yeah,
you
well,
could get contracted
I mean,
by somebody.
let's have a conversation about the fact that right now on my laptop, I have my own AI. I have my own LLM on that laptop that I can ask to do stuff. Is it going to be as fast as Grok or OpenAI stuff? No, but it will be one that's not corrupted by current political garbage, right? Because even Grok right now has been subtly poisoned. And that's the other problem. AI can be poisoned. You can poison AI right at the source by just feeding it garbledy uh, articles, questions,
Yeah,
conversations.
but that could be any movie, any show. If they're just relying on a certain source material, I'm trying to think of something like Frankenstein or whatever.
Right.
It's like, you're only pulling up from a certain area. And you just gotta be like, you gotta go into it, be like, yep, I'm going into this knowing it's gonna be pulling from a certain source. But like you're
Well,
saying, it's
let me
AI
give you,
is just
yeah, let me give you an example. Right now there's a movie called The Mummy. And it's not the Mummy that we've all seen with Brendan Fraser or the remake garbage that Tom Cruise put together or any of that. It's from the original story 100 years ago. So it's also not anything anybody's going to identify as the Mummy, but because it was tied to a particular creator and a particular situation and storyline, there are going to be people who are going to go see it, not know what they're seeing. There are going to be people that are going there for the intention of seeing it and all of that. It's going to be vastly inferior. It's not going to perform well. And when it hits theaters, which I think it already hit European theaters, international theaters first, but it'll be hitting, I think, next week. And I don't think it's going to do very well. I just don't. So, and then
the other
that
idea to think about is all
Go
the
ahead.
IP is coming up public more and
Yeah,
more
oh, yeah,
as the
yeah,
years
I
kind of
mean,
go on.
Mickey Mouse, obviously being in the public, Minnie Mouse. That's just the beginning of it. We're about to start the disintegration of DC as an
Yep,
IP.
I was thinking about that Superman, Batman, action,
Yeah.
all the stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let's leave it here. We'll
Yeah.
do another one, do as many other ones before
Hey,
the end of the month.
we
and
went
then,
2 hours on this, so I feel
I
like
love it. I like it.
I
Because
wanna
it
leave
blends
good.
business, it blends culture, it blends, just all the stuff and keeping it, contained to 1 year. Because
Yeah.
Jeremy Geeks and Gamers puts out, it's like time moves differently. Years move differently on the internet when you stream and you're paying attention to all this stuff. It's no longer just I'm clocking in at 8, I'm leaving at 5, and I'm
No.
switching my brain from work to non-work. It's not the fact anymore. You're in this stuff throughout the day.
Yeah, my entire day is governed by these conversations and everything I'm reading. And that's the thing that I tell people. If you ever want to be a content creator, your whole job is to be the most informed person.
Well, informed, and then you figure out your own style of how to
Yeah.
get that out to people. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's two great things because you can't just fake it. Like you can't
No.
just straight. Oh, I'll put it like this: you can't just robot AI and just read the news. It's not going to be a substance. But yeah, if you're taking this in, if you and I are talking back and forth for 2 hours, now you're going to go to another stream and be like, I have more to add because
Oh, yeah.
of
Everybody
both what
who
I said and both what you learned
both.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I mean, hopefully you take something away from, these kinds of conversations. You should. I love to be able to quote other creators and say, hey, this person said this, and it makes a lot of sense in this context. And that's the other problem. the people that are trying to do this, like the Hollywood stars and people who are trying to be on quote unquote the podcasts and crap like that, like Amy Poehler won that award. She didn't deserve it. Certainly was Joe Rogan that should have won the Golden Globe Award, the new award for content creation. But
Oh,
that's neither here
really?
nor there.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, the context, you should take something away from somebody who's doing that, and you
Yeah.
should be able to quote them, and it should inform your opinion on subject matter because the people are talking to you not with any kind of authority, but with more information than you have, and hopefully it informs your opinion when you have other thoughtful conversations with other people. That's what I hope. I mean, it's one of the reasons why one of my channels, as soon as I make it public, the gardening channel, is going to teach you how to health in a healthy way, grow your own food and
Yeah.
prepare your own food. Because to me, it's the most important thing outside of
No,
water.
yeah, people need it. Like guys need it,
Yeah.
everybody, women as they're, more into the workforce and
Yeah.
working all these hours and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I'm meeting a lot of women that they're like, oh, I don't cook. And I'm like at all. They're like, nope. My work buys it for me, catering, or I stop by here or DoorDash. And it's like, okay, so that I can go and make,
Well, but
$100,000.
what they don't know is that they're not getting good food. It's not high quality. It's not even
Right.
cooked in, at a restaurant. It's cooked in a service kitchen, like by a food service such as a Cisco
Well, yeah. I
or
mean, think about
US Food.
robots.
Yeah,
How long until, robots replace line workers?
it's already
And now you're
happening.
just, yeah, of
Already
course,
happening.
yeah,
Well,
on a
and
mass scale. But yeah,
when you find out that Campbell's soup was 3D printing meat that was not
oh,
chicken.
I don't want to know. I know. I try to eat the least amount of ingredients possible nowadays, and I'm feeling awesome. Like it's never perfect, but
Can I tell you that that there is a gross fish paste that is now most seafood?
nope, you can't tell me. I don't want to
Okay.
know.
All
You can
right.
keep your. I believe you, and I don't want to know. But
Okay.
show me how to do it better.
Yeah. That's my
Hey, let's
plan. That's my
Yeah,
plan.
that's great.
Yeah.
I'll jump on that stream. I'll listen and participate. That's great. Because yeah, dude, I do eggs, I do grilled chicken,
Yeah.
and I do spinach, and it's
I'm on
never perfect, but
I'm on a Mediterranean based diet.
sure.
I don't use fake things. I cook with real butter. I cook with real cheese. I don't eat processed cheese. That's why I'm not worried about the shredded cheese warnings that just went out from the
And
FDA,
there's always something.
USDA.
You
Yeah.
can never know what to trust. If you look at my fridge and pantry, there's like nothing in there because I'll buy stuff and I'll eat it and then I'll
Yeah.
go get more.
Yeah.
It's like I look like I'm poor, but I'm not. But it's like I'll go and get stuff and then I'll eat it. And then I'm like, I'm not gonna load up.
It
You could load up your fridge and your pantry with $2,000 worth of stuff
yeah.
very quickly. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like there's no point.
And
Awesome, man. Hey, let's leave it there
yeah, we
and
will.
then
Yeah.
let's do another one before the
Yeah.
end of the month and just keep refining this. And
Sounds good.
yeah, I think this is a cool idea. Where
Yeah.
can people find you?
Oh, the main channel's Culture Casino, and everything will stem from there as the other channels start to break away and set their own identity. But for right now, Culture Casino. I used to have a gaming channel. I do a lot of work over at Park Place, that Park Place, and I do a lot of work at WDW Pro. Like I said, I oftentimes will be writing for different places, and so occasionally you'll see some writing in those places from me.
Awesome.
But yeah, and look, I consider almost everybody that I work with friends. So you can have no other career where you can do that. And believe
You're
me,
right. And especially if you can meet them in person like you
yeah,
and I have and got a
yeah,
chance to like kind of work together and learn
yeah,
from each other, like that's so cool.
yeah.
Going to meetups is where I've seen you before and
Oh yeah,
Mo and a lot of other people. Like it is like the new college, the new university where we're interacting both online and then
yeah,
we meet in person and then you're just learning from each other and just kind of growing it. That's the new class,
yeah.
students.
It's an evolution of a parasocial relationship.
Yeah, because you care about it. So it's
Yeah,
like we care about the same thing, and now we're gonna be in the same place and
yeah,
then go off and do our own thing. We're not obviously not gonna copy each other, because there's no way because we each put out completely different things, but have overlapping things.
oh yeah. Everybody has an overlapping interest, whether or not you
Yeah.
realize it or not.
Yeah, that's why anybody out there be like, "Oh, he copied this." It's like, not really. Yeah, we're using the same software, or you have this same format until you make it your own. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. Cool, buddy. Yeah,
right,
let's do
man.
it again. All
Sounds
right.
good.
Take care.
All right. See you guys.